Well, a lot of people have asked me why did I write that book or any book. All the stories I wrote were true because I believed in what I saw. I was traveling west one time at the junction of the state line of Colorado, its arid western one, and the state line of poor Utah. I saw in the clouds, huge and massed above the fiery golden desert of Evenfall, the great image of God with forefinger pointed straight at me through halos and rolls and gold folds that were like the existence of a gleaming spear in his right hand, which saith, "Come on, boy, go thou across the ground. Go moan for man. Go moan. Go groan. Go groan alone. Go roll your bones alone. Go thou and be little beneath my sight. Go thou and be minute as seed in the pod. Go thou, die hence. And of this world report you well and truly." Anyway, I wrote the book because we're all gonna die. In the loneliness of my life, my father dead, my brother dead, my mother far away, my sister and my wife far away. Nothing here but my own tragic hands that once were guarded by a world, a sweet attention, that now are left to guide and disappear their own way into the common dark of all our death. Sleeping in me raw bed alone and stupid, with just this one pride and consolation. My heart broke in the general despair and opened up inwards to the Lord. I made a supplication in this dream. So in the last page of On the Road, I describe how the hero, Dean Moriarty's come to see me all the way from the West Coast just for a day or two. We've just been back and forth across the country several times in cars, and now our adventures are over. We're still great friends, but we have to go into later phases of our lives. So there he goes, Dean Moriarty, ragged in a moth-eaten overcoat he brought specially for the freezing temperatures of the East, walking off alone, and last I saw of him, he rounded the corner of 7th Avenue, eyes on the street ahead, and bent to it again. Gone. So, in America, when the sun goes down, and I sit on the old broken-down river pier watching the long, long skies over New Jersey and sense all that raw land that rolls in one unbelievable huge bulge over to the West Coast, and all that road going, and all the people dreaming in the immensity of it. In Iowa, I know by now that children must be crying in the land where they let the children cry. And tonight the stars will be out, and don't you know that God is Pooh Bear? The evening star must be drooping and shedding her sparkler dims on the prairie, which is just before the coming of complete night that blesses the earth, darkens all the rivers, cups the peaks, and folds the final shore in. Nobody knows what's going to happen to anybody besides the forlorn rags of growing old. Think of Dean Moriarty, I even think of old Dean Moriarty, the father we never found. Think of Dean Moriarty, I think of Dean Moriarty.
Give Breaking Bread with the Dad. It's the Ron and Fez Show, 866. Ron Zero Fez, 866. Ron Zero Fez. And I even think of old Dean Moriarty, the father we never found. It is the Ron and Fez Show. This is, the pre-wedding day. Fezzy, this is what normally would be a bachelor party. But in today's world, everybody be good. No getting drunk the day before the wedding.
Yeah, this is wedding eve. Nerves just raw at this point, I think.
Why does anybody have bad nerves?
I think Dave's just going insane as we get closer.
Why?
He's really nervous about taking the plunge, I think.
No. He's the best thing that ever happened to him. Now, Casey, on the other hand, is making a gigantic mistake. But for Dave, he hit the lotto. He doesn't have a thing in the world to worry about. All right, it is the Ron and Fez Show. This is the last day before the wedding, and then after the wedding, Fez, the longest vacation you and I have ever had, I believe, during the summer.
Yeah,
ridiculous amounts of time. 2 weeks.
2 weeks off. We'll be back on XM July 9th.
Here is Marker. Marker, you're on the Ron and Fez Show. Whoops, let me try again. Marker, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Awkward, but I love you guys.
Thank you.
I have some heads up for Dave.
Oh, good.
First, open communication. Talk about any issues you might have. And two, when it comes to being romantic and keeping it classy and things of that nature, use extra K-line when you fuck her in the ass.
All right, so you're wait a minute. That was, you know what, Fez? He set me up.
Yeah.
Here I was. I thought he was being kind. I thought he was being nice about all this. And it turned out to be bad. Where is the thin white Duke? Where is the thin white Duke?
Out getting thinner.
Shooting darts into lovers' eyes? Is that where the thin white Duke is? This is my station, Earl. Earl, I really wish you were a producer. Dave, you holding up, big man?
I'm holding up, yeah. It's last night was a rough night. I mean, I am thankful to be getting married. I'm so excited. But that excitement is just driving me bonkers. I slept about 17 minutes. And I don't feel tired.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I will tell you this.
That's good.
I'm not... Well, obviously, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not the nervous type. I had a dream last night that the joint got raided. No. I swear to God. And we all ran like we were children. We all took off. And I literally was thinking... how the fuck can we get busted for a wedding? But it didn't stop me from running.
That is so weird. I had a wedding dream last night, too, and again, it went horribly wrong.
What, did you find out that you weren't in Vermont?
No, it wasn't my wedding.
Ears, you're on the Ron and Fez Show.
Hey, Ron Fez, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Ears with the Hells Angels.
How are you, sir?
We're almost to Philly. We started out with 15. There's like 75 of us now.
All right, not bad at all. This is, we don't have to worry about security now. We have the Angels.
Oh.
Who's fighting and what for?
We
If
got
that
the
cat
Angels.
doesn't stop it. Yeah.
You got the Angels, the Henchmen, the Vagos, and a couple VFW guys.
The only problem is we've also invited some pagans, so I hope everything you guys are getting along better these days.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, everything will be fine. We're almost to Philly now. We'll be in Philly. Well, we're waiting for our police escort out of Philly.
All right.
Because they said there's too many of us, so we have to have an escort.
It's always nice when they go, look, we're not going to arrest you, but we want you to keep moving, Marlon Brando. All right, Ears, we'll see you there.
We'll be there tomorrow.
All right, peace. And remember, when we play Born to Be Wild, don't anybody else dance but these guys.
Right.
They hate it when anyone else dances.
They know how to clear a pathway. I'll tell you that much.
You tell me about it. Are you okay with some of the other worries that you've had, too?
Yeah, Jonathan wasn't happy about yesterday and everything like that. And there's also new worries that are developing. Performance anxiety.
But here's the thing. This whole Jonathan thing.
Yeah.
I want you to remember something.
Right?
You're the one with the hurricane lamps, not him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Lucky.
You've got plenty. You've got hurricane lamps.
That doesn't make me feel better at all.
And you're also the one with the fish dishes.
Right.
You know?
I know.
If anyone needs any fish dishes, you're the one who has them.
Yeah, I know. I have a shitty bunch of possessions and a bad apartment.
Well, so he wasn't happy with the show yesterday?
No, he wasn't happy with his portrayal as a villain, I guess he thought. I think we're just showing how people really are.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Well, he is sitting at one of the special tables, from what I understand, from Miss Lily.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The wedding planner has to backstab me again,
Yeah.
I ain't talking to her for a long, long time.
Yeah. How about Vinnie Cooper?
I think
She
her and I are going to unite.
She also told me that she's tired of being played as the heel.
Really?
Yeah, she says, I don't know what's happened on that show of yours, but I never come out the good guy anymore.
Hey, if you do things, they might be brought up, you know.
Yeah. Heath, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, we love you here in Chicago.
Chicago and Mike North! Yeah.
I didn't want you to go 2 weeks without letting you know, buddy, that we love you here. Dave, good luck to you at your wedding.
I believe at one point over the next 2 weeks I will be in the Windy City.
Oh.
Hey, I tell you what, the Crosstown Classics this weekend. Ozzie Gee and Lou Piniella.
You know what? I would not mind being there. I would not mind being there for that. And remember, with Ozzie Guillen, I did catch his his batting glove at a game one time when he threw it into the stands. All right, thanks a lot, my friend.
All right, buddy.
Peace. I want to be part of Mike North's audience. I know when he does those live things, and he starts calling them jerk-offs.
I think his audience still does the woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
The Arsenio.
Put me in the pound. Put me in the dog pound. Actually, that's now considered a Randy Jackson.
Oh, that's now, so he stole that from Arsenio?
No. Arsenio, through a time machine, stole it from Randy Jackson. That's the problem. I don't think Arsenio sits there and going, I fucking wrote that. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah.
I got online and looked at the picture there of Lily and Jonathan.
Yeah.
And I have to say that Lily, let's go to Jonathan. He does look like what you portray him to be.
The villain?
Kind of
He looks like the villain? Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like a villain. His eyes are kind of thin and slitty. But going to Lily, not as hot as I thought she would be.
Well, you know what? That's not kind to say. You know, I mean,
she's pretty. I didn't say she's ugly. She's pretty, but
I know, but you're comparing movie star hot. We're not saying that. She's just a very attractive young lady.
If I were to compare her to movie star hot, she kind of looks like a run-down Winona.
All right, well, I don't think that one's bad. I hope Lily's not here today. She's not in today.
Thought she's coming in.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
Well, she's picked up the villain role, and she's called the rest of you pussies, which I
know. What was that?
I enjoyed that yesterday.
Tirade.
Bunch of them.
Yeah.
Mike Bloomberg, he has left the...
Big Mike
Bloomberg. Mm-hmm. He has left the Republican Party out of GOP.
Is this a better idea? Fighting Mike Bloomberg. Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, fighting Mike Bloomberg.
I guess that could work. Maybe Iron Mike.
He's a big son of a bitch, 6'4", 273. Oh, boy, hands like beer kegs. Hands like beer kegs.
You got that height mixed up. It's 4'6". So he is now an independent.
I'm independent, and he wants to be a dentist. He says he doesn't want to make toys anymore. Bloomberg doesn't want to make toys. Bloomberg doesn't want to make toys. All right, so he was the little Republican.
Right.
The little Republican that followed Rudy's coattails, rode that into office, has done just a swell job. He got rid of smoking in New York, so what the hell, let's put him back in there again. Independent because now he wants to run for president of the United States, supposedly.
Yeah, that's what they think is the obvious reason behind him leaving the GOP.
Now, here's an obvious thing as well. No independents ever get elected. It's never happened in modern United States.
Right, so it's... I guess he doesn't think he could win a Republican nomination, but this still keeps him in the race.
Yeah, but the point is, you're going to spend all this money, you are not going to get elected. Who is he going to take votes away from?
I would say if he takes votes away from anyone, it would be the Republican candidate.
Based on what?
The fact that he's, was a Republican. And
he's a New York Republican. That's not considered a Republican anywhere else.
Right.
I mean, he's pro-gay, he's pro-abortion, much like Rudy. Let's say if Rudy gets in there, what does Bloomberg have that Rudy doesn't? Well, the $5 billion. But what makes him a unique candidate?
I would guess the business experience. The private sector stuff that Rudy doesn't have. So running a business.
So who's going to vote for that, though?
I would think fiscal conservatives would vote for that.
A fiscal conservative is going to try to make sure they get someone that they put their vote where it can be elected, right? They're going to try to vote for an electable person.
Right.
If you're fiscally conservative, if you're a bottom line guy, why would you want to throw your vote at a 12% top guy and knowing that you'll kill any Republican in the running?
Yeah. But isn't that what happened in 92 with Ross Perot?
I don't think he had the conservatives. I think he had the far independents. I don't really think he had the business people behind him, do you?
I thought he hurt George Bush more than Bill Clinton in 92.
I think if he had kept going, I think he would have hurt Clinton, but when he went back
Stopped
into the
and went back
in,
he was a ridiculous man.
That was a circus.
He was out of his mind.
Yeah.
He literally was out of his mind. Blowhard wants to help us out here. Hello, Blowhard.
Hello, Ron and Fez.
Oh, hi, Gary.
How are you? Hi. Michael Bloomberg, Republican in name only, lifelong Democrat. He switched to the Republican Party to get on the ballot in New York City to run. And that's the only thing he is a Republican in name only. He's a big government, big liberal. He's big brother. He knows what's good for you. He's taking away trans fats from the restaurants. He's banning smoking. I mean, this guy wants to just rule our lives.
He probably could pick up the health vote. Yeah, I do not see this guy as a Republican, Fez. I really don't.
He's a Republican. He's going to damage any Democrat who runs for office.
Yeah.
The same way Ralph Nader, who also might run, who's been talking about a 2008 run.
Yeah, and again, I think after the last few elections, as close as they've been, people want to go, I want to really root against somebody, not root for somebody. Like, if you're out there, if you're a Democrat, you're like, I just don't want another Republican.
Right.
And if you're anti-Hillary or whatever, you're going to vote for that. You're not going to throw your vote away on a Bloomberg who, quite frankly, doesn't have a chance to win.
But I think the chance is getting better and better as time passes. Maybe not in our lifetime, but I think that people really want a third party. And
well, it would have to be a third party, though. It can't be just one guy based on his own ego goes, I want to go out there. I mean, this guy isn't run on anything but Bloomberg money. That's the only thing. He's not a real third party.
And he's not a made man, as everybody says he is. He's just, he's just a billionaire who's out of touch with the people.
Yeah.
And everybody in the city seems to have this love affair with this guy. And I've never liked him. I never wanted him to be our mayor. And he's just somebody who I despise. But
it was actually good timing for him to be a mayor. The whole post, we've cleaned up New York. We already have things set in stone as far as law enforcement goes. It was not a bad time to come in there as a rich mayor.
But he's out of touch, and, the whole third-party thing, I mean, I'll never vote for a Democrat or Republican again. I just can't support anybody from the DNC or the RNC because there's this incestuous relationship with the major parties. And I think that down the road, we're going to be so better off when we have third and fourth and fifth options.
Before you make that decision, Blowhard, I want you to watch Hillary do the Sopranos parody. I think it's going to turn you around.
I watched it, and I also watched the Maya Angelou.
The Maya Angelou where, first of all, Maya Angelou has never had an ordinary moment. I would love to have her speak about you and your ancestors standing behind you. There's no, let me just have a chicken sandwich. Bring me the poultry that has been raised in American fields. Everything is bigger than life with Maya Angelou.
She makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
I just can't stand it. But Bloomberg is definitely going to have an effect on any left-leaning or Democratic candidate, and I think it's great that there's a third party. I think it's a good start.
All right, talk to you later, my brother. No. I really do not see a guy coming out of the woods being the third party. If we really wanted to have a third party and people made it up and said, here's, this is what the party stands for, and we're going to run locally as well as nationally. But a guy just coming from left field, I don't see it.
Well, why do you think it's worked in gubernatorial races, though? I mean, Jesse Ventura was an independent and everything like that. That's a big office.
Because it's what is a big office?
A governor.
Yeah.
That's the second biggest to president, I think.
Well, you're wrong in terms of power. First of all, there's more people in New York City where Bloomberg worked than in Minnesota.
Right.
But, again, You're not a mayor when you become president. You just can't say, here's the next thing that we're doing. you have to get through those houses. Oh. And you would really have a guy who doesn't have anybody behind him at all. Be ridiculous. I'm sorry.
The Vatican has put out 10 commandments for drivers now. It includes no profanity or obscene gestures, and the main one is don't kill anyone with your car.
Here's fake Riley. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy? Hey, number one, I want somebody to get a picture of Jonathan in his bridal dress for the bridal party, and number two, where's the lovely couple going on their honeymoon? I hear no honeymoon talk, just wedding talk.
Well, we haven't heard any honeymoon talk at all.
I don't know, yeah. We haven't planned anything out. Maybe my parents might get me a... we don't have anything scheduled.
It'd be nice.
What?
Spring Lake. You get down, you show her the old neighborhood.
No.
Yeah.
She's seen it already.
If there's bad weather, you got those hurricane lamps.
Okay, with the hurricane lamps.
Well, how many people are in the wedding party? Who's walking with who is what I want to know.
5 groomsmen, my 3 brothers.
All right, so Lara's walking with Alki, right?
Yes.
That's boring. That's a married couple walking in together. That ruins the excitement.
Right.
I like to see mismatching. I like to see, oh my God, look how tall she is. Look how short he is.
All right, well, you might get a Wally McDonald with, say, a Lucci.
I always like this. I always like when you have a guy who's like 30 and then the bridesmaid is walking with his 12. And he just looks like a kid toucher. All right, after that, let's see. So we got your brothers who we've never met, right?
Correct. Wally's called up twice on the show.
Oh, Wally is the buddy of the show.
He's a fan of the show.
All right, he's going to be walking with Lucci.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was thinking my brother Patrick, who's the different brother, shall we say. I was thinking pairing him up with HTG.
I love that.
Yeah.
Keep her pure.
That works.
You know what? If you need a straight guy to walk with her, I'll walk down the aisle.
No.
Yeah.
I would love to have you in my groom's party, don't get me wrong.
I think I will just for the walking down.
Right, but
I like to walk down. I don't like to stand up there. Then I feel stupid.
But you don't seem interested in getting dressed up.
Well, I'll be shorts and a tank top.
Right. That's not part of it.
Fez, what are you wearing?
Oh, a tank top, and I'm just going to get something comfortable to stay in there in my Crocs.
Why don't you wear, what are Crocs?
They're those squishy foam rubber shoes.
Here's what I want you to wear. Short shorts.
Shorts?
Yeah. Whatever shorts you have, even shorten them. Because I want some balls sticking out.
Oh, jeez.
I want to ruin this thing. So I'm going to walk down with HTG. And then your brother can meet her up front.
All right.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, you're more than welcome to stick around for the groomsmen.
No, I don't like that part. Okay. I'm just going to probably, whisper in her ears a little bit. That's all. Oh. Just try to work my act, work my magic.
All right.
Just be whispering along. Maybe the next wedding will be ours. You look fantastic.
Wow.
Let me adjust that for you.
I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down the aisle with HTG. Okay. Have your brother standing up there.
All right. You don't have to point at me and threaten me. I just felt like I was going to get slapped all of a sudden.
And I don't want to make sure he doesn't have his hand down the back of his shirt.
He's not. He's
crazy.
He's the alternate lifestyle brother.
Why don't you do this for me, Fez? Why don't you take care of him before so I make sure he's not feeling too rammy? All right, Mark McDonald, that's your other brother.
Yes.
He's walking with Vinnie Cooper.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very handsome couple, both dark-haired.
Here's what you need to do. Have him take some of those little airplane whiskey bottles because she can't stand that long without a little shot.
I know.
Without a little something. Who's running the board over there today?
I believe that's Earl over there.
Earl, why are you not on top of this today? You understand levels?
Yes.
Do you know how to run them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, start from now?
Yes, I didn't know that. I'll run.
Earl, Fez, was the song blasting over us?
It was blasting, yeah.
Yeah, so you know how to run a level, right, Earl?
Yes, I do.
So from this point on, you will?
Yes.
I'm not waking you up?
No, not at all.
Okay. Who's, because I don't want to give anybody's, what do you call it, name? Amy is...
Oh, that's her real friend.
Okay.
Her non-internet.
The one real friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here and Laura, and that'll be walking with Walter McDonald. Wasn't he in the Doobies?
No. I think her real friend might have to walk with Earl if he's still going to be a part of the...
Well, that's Laura. Who's Laura?
Let me see.
I got Amy and Laura at the bottom.
That's Lucci.
Oh, yeah, that Lucci.
Well, put Lucci. Don't put down other people's names. I don't like to learn people's real names.
Yeah, I don't know why they're...
I'm freaked out. I know that Eastside Dave's last name is McDonald. All right, Lucci is walking with Earl.
Yeah.
I want to call her a name, but Earl's still here. Blank lover. Blank lover.
I think I know the match.
Earl, did you get it?
Oh, yes, I did.
What are you going to do? Jungle Fever on this one?
I'm not planning on it, but...
Yeah. And then Colin Alke is going to be ring bearer?
Yeah.
Because, who made up this list, by the way? Pincy? Because he has him down as Flower Girl.
That was Lily.
Well, Lily knows that we're not going to have a sex change operation.
Not on that little guy. From ronfez.net, Mike the Teacher posted this question. If you came upon two creatures drowning.
Creatures, okay,
yes.
This is interesting.
All right.
So, a creature is some kind of mythical monster? Mm-hmm. What are we looking at here?
What we're looking at is one human who you don't know, a perfect stranger.
Let me guess, the other one a dog.
The other one, your family pet.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Which one do you save?
You save a human being. Mike, you save a human being. If you see a human being drowning, you pull him out of the water.
Yes, even if it was my worst enemy.
Yeah.
I think I couldn't on good conscience.
Would you pull Hitler out before a dog?
I think I would have to.
Yeah.
Again, it's
you
just
know what I'd say?
Yeah.
Sick him. I would tell the dog while they were both drowning to bite Hitler on the way down to the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, I don't think this is debatable by civilized people. One is a dog. Now, on the other hand, if my steak fell in the water, I might be trying to pull that out before another person.
How about over the dog?
What about this? You're standing there, Dave. Mm-hmm. Earl falls in the water. He's drowning. My wallet falls in next to him.
Okay.
What do you save?
Your wallet in 2 seconds flat.
Yeah.
You know why? Mm. Your wallet's... or Earl's never taken me out to dinner.
Here's the problem. My wallet's a little emptier today as I came in with this.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
That's a little something for you and...
An envelope?
Yeah, I got a little envelope for you today.
Thank you.
You know why?
Why?
No place to put up my shorts tomorrow. I actually had to say to myself, I don't want to have to put this thing in the band of my shorts.
Good point.
That's why I go with your wallet.
Do not get divorced within a year or I want this back.
Okay. Earl never took me out to a French bistro.
You like that day? That was a little Ron and Dave day, too.
Yeah, we've had a few of them.
Have we?
Yes, the steakhouse one time. We've had a couple steakhouses.
What steakhouse? You know what I got to tell? Oh, you can't eat steak, can you?
No, I haven't eaten steak since the new stent.
This place down the street, BLT, unbelievable. They give you this big, sick muffin before you eat. It's fucking phenomenal. It's the size of your head.
A muffin before
before
dinner
the
entree?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like a popover. Is that it? What are those things called?
Yeah, popover or turnover.
No, this is it popped. It didn't turn.
Okay.
It popped. It was fucking phenomenal. Then the steak was good. Very old school.
That sounds more like a brunch thing, though, than for a dinner.
No. Hard drinking. All men. Look like a lot of admin. It was me and a lot of admin eating in there.
Oh, okay.
The next day, Fez is sick. Let's all go down there.
I pray that he's sick soon, then. That's all I can...
Why would you pray that?
I want this popover.
Let me tell you something. Bring up a bad news story, and the next thing you know, we'll be sending them home.
Was there anything in the popover? Like, was there meat or anything?
It was like cheese fantasticness.
Oh, that sounds great.
Butter fantasticness. Yeah. It was terrific. And then everybody's in there drinking martinis and eating giant steaks, and, you know... It's fantastic.
Just a regular steakhouse. It wasn't like a French place? Because that sounds French to me.
Everything's French with you. You know why? You miss somebody. That's why.
No.
Here is, let me go over here. Redding, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Hey, would you save someone's cell phone or a dog?
I'd go for cell phone over a dog. Because it's not so much that cell phones are expensive, but then you got to re-put in on the numbers, and it's really a problem.
I think I would choose the dog because the cell phone would probably have suffered water damage. And the dog,
won't?
wouldn't. Yeah.
I think you're going to come back with a water-damaged dog. I think it's going to be a gigantic mistake. All right, this got sent to us from a guy in your town, Fez. His name is LP Steve. He's from T-Town. He was saying the new Springsteen and Sessions band live from Dublin. He's listening to it. And he goes, the fake hay-scene posturing of Bruce make you want to reach through the radio and strangle him. I fucking love the guy in the 70s, but now I can't stand him anymore. He goes, do you ever have people that you used to love, but now you hate? I'll give Rod Stewart as an example. So this is musical musicians. Used to be crazy about them. They were everything in your life. Now you can't stand them.
I used to love Aerosmith, and I still stand by everything they ever did in the 70s. But then they're on the Super Bowl with Britney Spears, and they just make love ballads for the Armageddon movie, and it just infuriates me.
You know that was the only number one song they've ever had in their lives?
I do know that.
Yeah.
And they were a truly great rock and roll band in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened.
I mean, they were a watered-down era. Led Zeppelin, let's be somewhat kind.
I know.
They never were geniuses, but they were a good rock and roll band.
Still, yeah, exactly.
Don't you think that's even a little more of like growing up? Like when I go back and listen to that stuff, it all sounds a little cheesy to me now.
Really?
Yeah.
I still like Toys in the Attic a lot, and Rocks I think is great.
I mean, just the toys in the attic. It's fucking stupid when you think about it. Earl, what about for you? Somebody you used to love and now you despise?
I'm going to go Elton John.
Yeah, but do you actually hate him? What he's become?
I just hate the fact that he. You know, if, let's say, Dr. Dre is big, he'll want Dr. Dre to do his new record. He's
all about marketing.
Yeah, it's all about marketing. He's reacting as opposed to, I'm going to set a standard.
And, I mean, he's a guy that really hasn't made a great album, in my opinion, since 75. Right. And, you know, we're 30 years after the fact, and he's still hanging around.
Yeah, I think, like, what was it, Captain Fantastic might have been, like, the great
I'm not going to give that great. I pulled out before. I'm going with the double album. The whole Goodbye Yellow Brick Road thing is, and even that doesn't hold up.
You don't even hear a lot of Elton John's new music, anyway.
You don't hear anybody's new music.
Right. Well, I mean, you hear Dylan's new music, I think.
Where? On XM, but you're not going to hear that on regular radio.
Probably.
Yeah. Some college station, but XM is the only people that are going to be playing the newer stuff there. What about you, Fez? You used to love him, now you want to kill him.
Sting. Sting and just
Did you used to actually love Sting though?
I love Sting and the Police. Love Sting the Police, and now everything just seems so weird and watered down and fluty and stuff.
How is that different than the Police? I consider the Police weird and watered down and fluty.
He definitely seems old timey now. Like
why? Because of that mandolin?
No, I don't think he used his electric bass.
Let me bring you songs from the woods. Last time he was playing music from the 1500s. And did it everywhere. Commercials, Today's Show, Sting was showing up with a lute, whatever he could do with it.
Get a guitar. Get a guitar in your sound.
Yeah, I'm also, like, normally if I'm into somebody, it rarely would, I can't think of an instant where it would turn to hate. Now, the people that you guys even mentioned, I don't think I loved as much as you do. Like, do you really sit around listening to old Police albums?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I have too with the Police, and I still do love Aerosmith because they were they were sort of the influence of GNR.
Here's Morgan. Morgan, you're on Ron and Fez.
I hate Metallica ever since the whole Napster file sharing thing.
So literally something that they did off stage is what made you hate them.
Oh, absolutely. Threw every CD out of my car and never listened to them again.
Yeah, I would never do that. I don't think I let anyone's personal behavior, at least as far as I know, affect the fact of whether I like the art or not.
Yeah, I'm not like that either. I know I have one friend who despises REM because of Michael Stipe. He thinks he's weird now and all this shit.
But Michael Stipe was always weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, but they're still putting out some good music. Don't let it affect you, you know?
All right, here is Bill. Bill, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
29,875, my brother.
Yeah. What's up?
Phil Collins. Loved him with Genesis. Hated solo stuff. Awful.
I don't see the difference between the stuff that he did with Genesis and the stuff that he did solo is literally the exact same songs to me. Like if I went to a show, I would not know where the Genesis stuff came in and where his stuff. It's not like he said, "Oh, I need to go out and do all this stuff away from the boys." He just was like, "I am tired of sharing this money with these other guys."
Yeah.
You know, there was no stretch on his own. This is the exact same shit.
I mean, Abacab and stuff like that is great, and now he's doing cartoons.
I think Abacab is a cartoon. I honestly do not see the difference. Here's our buddy Fred from Brooklyn. Fred, how are you?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
I used to adore Alice Cooper. I was an Alice Cooper freak.
Really?
And then he's walking around in golf knickers. What happened, Alice?
Well, I don't think you can stay in your Halloween costume every day.
The guy's got to unwind.
Great music, though, in the day from him.
Yeah, I would give him to 75 also, maybe. Tops.
Yep.
You know? All right. Talk to you later, brother.
Tomorrow, boys. Bye.
Peace. Here's Luke. Luke, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Luke.
Hey, the guy I hate now, Stevie Ray Vaughan. The guy hasn't put out anything in years.
Thank you. Here is Road. Road, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on? Listen, I think Santana is just driving me crazy now because here's a guy who, in my top 10 of greatest guitar players ever, who completely sold out by doing a song with that clown from Matchbox 20. He's kind of whizzing on his reputation.
All right, thank you very much. What do you think of that one, Dave?
I think that's a great call.
Yeah.
I think that's very similar to the Aerosmith thing. They're almost in the same genre.
The fact is, though, can you really sit around listening to Santana jamming?
Not as much as I used to.
He did the right thing. Grab some younger guys, get a giant album, and get some money for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there's something like when you're 14 or 15, I could listen to Santana.
2 songs.
All day long.
You know it.
Yeah.
The same 2 songs.
Black Itchy Woman was a great song.
What was it?
Black Itchy Woman.
Black Itchy Woman. Here is Jason. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I never understood the whole Billy Joel thing.
Well, that's a whole different situation. You have to have loved them at one point.
Yeah.
Not the fact, here's somebody I hate. That's not the point of this bit at all. All right, here's another email came to us, stays with the rock thing. This is from Paul in Vegas. I was wondering who you thought had the greatest 5-year run in rock history. He writes, my personal opinion would be the Rolling Stones, 68 to 72. Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, Exile on Main Street. That is not a bad run there.
You forgot Sticky Fingers, too.
Yeah, I did say that right after Get Your Ya-Ya's Out.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So, Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street. Did I not say that?
You said it.
Okay.
That is nearly impossible.
Now, the interesting thing there, though, is that was not the beginning or end of their career. That was just a 5-year pace.
Yeah.
I want to give you another band. A band that only was together for 4 years of making albums, The Doors. You look at that 4 years, I think they put out, 5 or 6 albums?
6.
6 albums in 4 years.
Yeah. 67 to 71, so 5 years, but it perfectly goes into this.
I thought 70 was their last album. No, wait, 71.
I think it's 71 was
67 is 4 years.
Yeah.
67 to 71 is 4 years.
Right.
6 albums come out in that 4 years. Even their worst albums have some pretty good songs on them.
Absolutely.
You know?
A lot of people think Soft Parade is their worst album, and you look at it, and there's 5 or 6 truly great songs.
You look at Soft Parade and Waiting for the Sun are probably not great albums.
Right.
But there are some great songs on that album.
Yes, there are a lot of great songs in those albums.
Yeah.
And then they finish it off with Morrison Hotel, and L.A. Woman is like, it's unbelievable.
They might even be almost peaking at that point.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
They were amazing.
You know, they changed the whole sound. They were starting to play, a bluesier thing.
Yeah.
And look how much he changed in those 4 years. He went from, being a little kid to this old, fat, bearded guy. He lived an entire life during those 4 years.
I never understood how that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think besides those, I mean, I hate to bring back the Beatles, but if you have Sgt. Pepper's in '67, Magical Mystery Tour and White Album both in '68.
I would have went back earlier. I would have went back and picked up like a Rubber Soul.
Okay.
On from there. But Magical Mystery Tour, not a great album, but you can't take away there's a 5-year period in there.
Right.
No matter where you pick it up, where they literally changed music.
Yeah.
And how many bands can say that?
Very few.
Maybe them and the Bee Gees. You know what I mean? That everybody started sounding like them after the fact. Earl, I'm surprised you're not in on this 5-year thing.
I would go...
By that, why didn't you grab the Bowie? But go ahead.
Well, I was going to go Stevie Wonder. You could start with Intervisions, Talking Book, Fulfilling This First Finale, and then it completely peaks with, in my opinion, the greatest album of all time, Songs in the Key of Life.
Yeah. You're the only person that has that. I don't know anybody, and people like Stevie Wonder, but I'm going to say, other than Songs of the Key of Life, as a singles artist, you're not going to sit around at your house and throw on those albums. Maybe Songs in the Key of Life. People own it, but do they play it? Very rarely. Yeah. Let's face it.
The other bands that we were describing, their albums almost feel like novels. And I'm not sure if all
their albums you have to have if you're going to put together a CD collection.
Yes. Yeah, and I think Stevie Wonder doesn't have just the wholeness of his record.
All right, here is Chris. Chris, you're on Fez.
Ronnie, Led Zeppelin from 69 to 74, put out Zeppelin 1 through 4. House of the Holy and Physical Graffiti. They're all
it is a dominating time for them. It is a dominating time. They have to be in the running with that. There's no doubt about it.
That was their era.
Yeah.
Without question. They were the biggest band
They were
in the
the
world.
rock gods.
Yeah. I would second that as well.
Yeah. Cross-dressers, 2 pretty women, 2 ugly women, and the, very strong 5 years.
Yeah. And, maybe the best all-around musicianship. And the whole band.
Here is, let me go over here to Jake. Jake, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Pearl Jam.
What's 5 years, though?
What's that?
Which 5 years?
You got N, Versus, Vitology. That's solid.
Yeah, see, here's the difference. By the time you got to that point, you're not putting out the same amount of stuff as the people in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Where you got to a place where, like, if you're running a record company, you have a Pearl Jam, they have a couple giant albums, you tell them, slow down, let's tour this thing for a year and a half, let me try to push the singles, push the videos, where they didn't know that back in the 60s and 70s. They put out all the product they had as quick as they had.
Yeah, there was only 3 albums by Pearl Jam. And it's incredible to think that, like, in the amount of time that Pearl Jam took to do 5 years, to do 5 albums,
right?
The Beatles had their entire career in that same time span. It's kind of mind-blowing.
But it doesn't mean that Pearl Jam couldn't have put out that much product. It's just that the business changed, and they said, we're not going to rush this stuff out. It's cheaper to milk an album because you've already got it pressed, you've already got the marketing going, than it is to keep coming out with albums. Now, Elvis Costello doesn't listen to that, and you could probably look at a couple 5-year periods of his where he wasn't getting too weird and go, he put out a lot of product and all of it's different and fantastic. I mean, I would probably even look at the first 5 years right off the bat with him.
Wow.
If we were playing first 5 years, it would be even more interesting probably.
Yeah.
But it is also cool to see somebody kick in at a certain point, like the Stones did.
Yeah, first 5 years, I think I would even take the Beatles out of it, because they have a couple albums with a lot of covers on them.
Yeah, that is true. But again, that was the way you made albums in those days. Tyler, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Guns N' Roses.
Where are you guys going? Again, Guns N' Roses, same kind of deal. At any 5 years, how many albums came out? 3?
Yeah.
If you want to include, if you want to include the Lies album.
Bands in the world there for a while.
I don't want to, but you have to. But again, I'm really not sure whether, no matter what you think of the band, if there's enough product there to be the champ.
Yeah, I mean, the Use Your Illusions I think they're great, but a lot of other people think they're hit or miss. So by that disqualifies them.
This, I think, was only 3 albums. But what about like U2, like the mid to late 80s? With, like, Unforgettable Fire and Pride in the Name of Love and Rattle and Hum. Or Pride, I mean.
What?
Those
three albums?
Yeah, those 3 albums.
I don't think it's enough. You know, I don't think it's as much as we're talking about some of these other things. I mean, they were a giant band at the time.
And I know Rail and Hum has originals on it, but I still consider that a live album.
It is kind of a live album, and it was also, I think, embarrassing. That movie that they did was maybe their low point of bloatedness,
especially when they play with B.B. King.
Yeah, I think even beyond. I thought it was just one of the. I would actually go earlier for them, and maybe even later than that period. I think that period is where the whole thing started to swell down, and they almost threw it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the early 90s, where they went, this can't get any bigger, and it's. But that should have been where they either OD'd or broke up at that point. Hey, Todd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, Little Feat.
That's true. There's some great, consistent albums one after another there.
Yeah. Like Dixie Chickens, Sailing Shoes, Time Loves a Hero, Waiting for Columbus.
Those are all great albums. I'm going to tell you the truth. Those are all fantastic. Now, the difference is they're not big mass appeal albums.
They're another jam band.
Yeah.
And they're under a lot of people's radar. I was lucky enough to introduce them.
Well, when did you do it, though?
2003.
Yeah, so you did the cover band.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's fucking Lowell George's band.
Right, I know.
And he's the guy.
Yeah. I was still able to say, Hot Tamale recording artist Little Feat, so that was a thrill.
I would have said it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, without Lowell George, the founding member and genius, here they are, the surviving members who still call themselves Little. And I would feel honest about that.
I couldn't say that. They had a tough crowd there. A lot of imposing middle-aged people. Didn't want to anger them.
Here's Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez. I'm having all trouble with this stupid laptop. Look at the names; they're all screwed up. It's almost like you got to push the names over for me. Who's ever running the phones?
Hello.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I just want to say Jimi Hendrix's entire career was under 4 years.
Yeah, it was. Jimi Hendrix definitely belongs in there. Don't you think? Anybody?
I would say yeah. I would think so.
Ron and Fez show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
In a world where nothing is as it seems, what happens when a below-average boy...
Mommy Montague? Call me Davy Capulet from now on.
...meets a super spectacular girl.
I have to fan Casey for a second, Mom. She might pass out. But you're going to like her, I'm telling you.
Well, could I say hello to her?
Oh,
yeah, I can.
She's studying Catholicism right now.
Why? My question would be why?
Beanie.
Oh, hi. I much would have preferred meeting you in person than like this.
Oh, hi, Casey. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I look forward to meeting you.
You too.
It seems a little bit bizarre, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe it.
No, I mean...
Wow.
Patty cakes.
My dad, who's very mellow, put his handkerchief down and says, I've heard enough of this. I gotta go outside, Bean.
Yeah.
But I told her, look, you're doing a good job. Don't bring up, maybe some of the Jewish stuff. But, let's just try and ease our way into this.
Well, what's their big objection?
I didn't tell them.
You tell them now.
Mr. Doug.
Well, is it official or what's going on there? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I've proposed to your daughter, and she's accepted. I was going to run it maybe by you.
That'd be a good idea, huh?
Oh.
Are you naturally a redhead?
I am.
We definitely need to push the wedding back.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
We cannot push the wedding back.
Till Beanie comes around.
Yeah, it's just a disaster at this point.
A hero.
Do you want to back out of this thing?
No, I don't.
Come on, I'll go over with a pair of wire cutters and cut that fucking ring right off Casey's hand.
No, if...
It'll take 2 seconds with wire cutters. Earl, get me the wire cutters!
The liar.
What's on the pad data?
Wedding's off.
I got a thing that Casey's crying now, wise guy.
Bowl of gravy.
Fezzy? Out. What? I want out too.
No!
And along the way becomes a man.
If you fucking had one morsel of understanding what real love is, you would not fucking be willing to give up so easily. I sure as shit ain't, and that's why fucking hard rock or no hard rock, I'm getting married right in stone, because I love my baby. And that's Casey, who I'm referring to.
Dude, so you're making me cry right now.
Yeah, it's
well, I can't.
What's that?
That's not
I
crying.
tried to cry.
Is that a lawnmower?
At the event of the summer, the ultimate, most possible wedding in the history of the world. Hard Rock Cafe, June 21st.
I have something for you that I want you to take. When I sleep at night, I dream of you all the time. While I love coming into work, I hate leaving you in the morning, and I do really, for real, want to marry you. And I want, with God and all of radio as our witnesses, and these gentlemen in the room face to face, I really do love you and want you to marry me.
My God.
Will you be my wife?
Yeah.
Yes?
Fez, you're right up there. You find like the quiz.
I am just sobbing already. That was the nicest moment, and I am just sobbing now.
I thought we were going to play match game. I had no idea.
There it is. You just listen to that and you feel like Casey could be arrested for marrying a Mongoloid. But apparently they are going to do it tomorrow, live on the air, right here coming out of Times Square at the Hard Rock Cafe. Casey Elon will be making the largest mistake in her life and marrying Dave. And I'm going to point this out to HDG and all these other people that are Casey's friends. If you don't stop her, you're no friend. Pepper Hicks in here. Pepper, you're going to be at the wedding tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm excited.
What are you doing, mixed matching? Let me guess. What are you giving them for the wedding? Boots?
I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Have you seen Sicko yet? It's great.
It's not out, you know?
I don't. Yeah, it's not out. You're going to be able to watch it from your house
for free.
I don't know whether you saw this whole Knocked Up. It's not worth going to movies for, but here.
Somehow Pepper has a video of the wedding before it's even taken place.
I wouldn't mind saying that. I would not mind saying it.
It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it is. This is a bad situation. It's a bad situation, and I feel somewhat responsible for letting it go on. And I'm going to tell you, the whole Wiki situation so far, I'm going to give him a 3.
Really?
Out of 10, yeah.
I haven't been dealing with them, so...
Yeah. I talked to him yesterday, and I found out he was a little pissy on the phone.
Ooh.
I had to fucking actually say, hey, put a little fucking bass in that voice. I know you think, you see program director, you probably think you're my boss, but don't fucking hit me with a sarcastic tone. Don't act like it's, why didn't you call me at 3 o'clock?
Well, he's not more of a wedding planner than a...
He is somewhat of a wedding planner, but it better be good. He is one of the girls, so... hey, we got Paulo ready to talk movies. Before we do that, happy birthday to Crazy Jen. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Nutsy. Way to go.
And now, Paulo.
From the legendary Ron and Fez studios in a predominantly white neighborhood, Ron and Fez presents Showtime with the Paulo.
Yeah, you're listening to F Troop. It's the Ron and Fez show. Hey, Paul. Paul, you're on the air.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. Evan Almighty this week, Mighty Hard. They're both trying Mighty Hard for Oscars. You got 1408.
Wait, let's go back to that. Go ahead, go back to it. What did you say?
I said Evan Almighty and Mighty Hard. They're both trying Mighty Hard for Oscars.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We got 1408 with John Cusack.
You're all happy with yourself now?
No, I'm just saying people have been bugging me about the Oscar blurb, so I figured I'd throw one out, throw them a bone.
Who's been bugging you?
A lot of people on the boards. They just bug me. I don't know. They just had Oscar blurbs. We love that.
Somebody told me that you put your name up on a gay site the other day.
I didn't do that. Mel is all obsessed with gays. She loves the gays. And she's always wrapping me into gay things.
She wants you to say you're with another guy?
Yeah, well, no. It's not so much she wants to see me with another guy.
You've done it before, though, right? When you were younger?
No, not for... I mean, there was a mild experiment.
What exactly happened? How old were you?
I used to get propositioned a lot because I was an attractive young boy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know...
How old were you at the time? 30? So when you were what?
15.
All right, so when you're 15, you were trolling.
I wasn't trolling.
Was it older guys?
It wasn't older guys. I would get it a lot from the older guys. I would constantly say, please, leave me alone, all right? Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I'm gay-friendly.
Sure.
Just leave me alone. So the point was, there was one guy who says, oh, well, let's compare. That was it. That was the whole thing. But
what'd you do, tummy sticks?
It was in the woods for a minute. Then I said, well, this is stupid. So I left. But that was
now, first of all, you grew up in Manhattan. What woods?
There's woods in Upper Manhattan. I grew in Upper Manhattan around Dyckman Street.
Dyckman is not even in Manhattan.
Dyckman Street is 200th
That's Yonkers.
It's 200th Street. That's in Manhattan. 225th Street is the
225th? We go up that high?
Yes.
That's the heights.
You can see Albany from there.
That's true.
It had to be a potted plant. It couldn't be the woods.
Anyway, let's move away from there.
So what happened? You took yours out. He took his out.
Exactly.
Were you guys hard?
No.
Semi.
It was people. I got that constantly. There was always guys wanted to go in the bathroom. This was in mixed parties with women, and they still wanted to do it. It was crazy.
Did you touch?
No.
Okay.
No, I
all right, so Mellie's hip to this, and that's why she's trying to see you with another guy.
I was even watching Queer Duck the movie last night to make her happy.
I don't even know what it is.
But anyway, there's a lot of movies out.
I want to have Boots downloading that for me.
All
right, here's the big question I have for you.
Friends, because of the stewardess thing.
Whatever you're into is fine with me.
I understand. Okay,
you know, if you want to be with a steward, fine, go ahead and do it.
I got it. Anyway, there's
coffee, tea, or cum is what you guys say to each other. All right, 1408.
1408, John Cusack, Stephen King.
Does this one have Oscar's number?
Yeah, John
1408. Add it up and you got Oscar.
John Cusack's going to be king in Oscars.
I don't get it.
Okay, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You Kill Me is also out this week with Ben Kingsley. The less said about that is because of the Ben Kingsley thing. We don't want to discuss that.
Why? What happened with Ben Kingsley?
I'm not going to say anything because there was a big controversy. But I
don't know anything about it.
He blew off O&A.
Oh, I missed this.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
What happened?
I don't know. They said he couldn't come in because he was went to Canada to shoot, but then they saw him like on Fox News Live or some shit.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in Canada.
What he's trying to say is, I really don't have time to do radio. I went there was no cameras. Fuck it. And it's true. I mean, here's the weird thing. You're going to get tons more people listening to O&A than you are watching Fox News 5. But without the camera, those fucking actors are like, what am I doing here?
Plus, he's a knight. He's Sir Ben Kingsley.
Oh, yeah, he is Sir Ben Kingsley. For what? Gandhi?
I have fucking no clue.
Gandhi was his big thing? Well, I like that Sexy Beast that he did a couple years ago. Remember that movie? He was a fucking madman.
Man in this movie. So he's going with
what's the name of this movie?
You Kill Me.
Any good, Paul?
Yeah, it's good. It's a nice John Dahl coming back doing his North stuff that he did with Red Rocks West and stuff like that.
So what are you saying? Fuck O&A, go see this movie?
No, I'm not saying fuck. I think he was very unprofessional. I honestly do agree with that. The fact that he's considered the ultimate professional and he can't follow through on a commitment. That's bullshit.
And you're professional, dropping your pants for every guy that asked.
I didn't say.
One guy. Just one guy.
Oh.
I'm just saying. And then there's also...
We'll see after Gap.
That's true. No question
Gap
about
is what
that.
his ass was after that guy left up in fucking Dyckman Street.
There's also a movie, September Dawn, out with John Voight about...
September Morn.
That's an attack on the Mormon Church. I still am trying to get to the bottom of who financed this movie because it's all about the slaughter.
Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez with Paul O.
Hey, Paul, I wanted to see if he had read O.J.'s book, if I did it, and I also wanted to ask him if he had any plans on maybe a book of his own that he was writing.
All right, now he's hung up. Try to get back in touch with him. He is furious and hung up. Jim, you don't think you crossed the line there? No, Jim is furious, and he hung up. I don't know what O&A feel. Even we don't even get to go as far as Ben Kingsley. Crazy Jen refused to show up for our show today.
The last Ben Kingsley movie I saw was Lucky Number 11. That wasn't very good.
You got to see Sexy Beast.
All right, really?
He plays the fucking crazy limey gangster in there.
Oh, nice.
What are we doing in there? Or why don't we have Paul back on the phone?
Oh, we just got him back on. He'll be up in a sec.
Try some of the gay message boards.
Paul?
Yes, sir. Sorry, my phone is crap. If Wiki could send me a better phone, it'd be helpful.
Yeah, Wiki will send that today. He's got nothing but leftover money after this fucking debacle with Dave. So what are you saying? You pick Ben Kingsley over O&A. It's the last thing. By the way, I want to play a little something Opie said about the wedding. And let's face it, he ruined the wedding by giving away the swerve. And they did this with Star Wars, and I think it's funny. Now they've ruined what we're doing for Dave's wedding.
This is my prediction. Tomorrow, there is no wedding. Who's he marrying? Casey, all right. Casey admits that she's pregnant, and the place goes nuts, and then everyone's going to be like, ooh, that means this wedding's even...
But it's Earl's baby.
Thank you. Now you read my mind.
But that's so phony, because everyone knows Earl doesn't even have sex.
That's the beauty of the thing.
That hurts. I mean, we had taken all this time to get the perfect swerve, and they give it out. It's not fair. I stand shoulder to shoulder with Ben Kingsley now. The man knows exactly what he's doing.
We only had a day to go.
He would have went on there and they would have said how his movie ended. Lucky number 11.
Is there a lucky number
Dave
slate?
I know Dave is still angry with me too because I was saying things about the wedding.
What were you saying?
I was saying that I was comparing the Tiny Tim and Princess Diana, which I thought was a compliment.
Tiny Tim
I like the Thin White Duke. I really see him that, shooting darts in lovers' eyes.
Tiny Tim was a retarded ukulele player, so
you don't play ukulele.
That doesn't make... Johnny Carson did a beautiful job with the wedding.
Paul, I want you and Melly to get married.
I understand.
Although I am worried about her health. It seems like everybody you marry dies.
Actually, she has health problems.
Really? What is that? You putting your finger over her nose again when she's downed out?
To her father.
What's that?
She donated a kidney to her father.
For what? He already had two.
No, there was a problem.
When did she do this?
Like last year.
Oh. Would you give a kidney to your dad?
Yeah, I would give a kidney to my dad.
He had a tough time getting a satellite dish out of me. That took him years of begging.
So what, does she need it back now?
No, she doesn't need it back, but I'm under pressure, and she's trying to...
Do the pissing for everybody?
No, it's not that. It's just that, she's keeping me alive, and I'm trying to keep her alive, so it's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, you do a great job of keeping people alive, Paul.
It's not my... Look,
that's not your forte. What's that?
I tried for 30 years, and I failed. There's no question I failed, and I feel horrible about it, and I feel like a loser, and I want to die myself, but she's trying to keep me alive. So
do you, Reaper?
I didn't.
Mission accomplished.
I didn't. Well, I don't know what. I don't.
It wasn't even a little bit of relief when your wife passed away.
It was. The way things were working for her, she was completely out of control. Her life was insane, but she was getting closer to God, and I literally, truly believe God took her because He knew that there was no.
You bring me closer to God. Just because in your house you have a pig's head on a stick doesn't mean you can start quoting 9 Inch Nails to us.
Anyway, speaking about 1408, the movie this week.
That's the one I've been asking about for 15 minutes.
I understand. It's about a guy whose daughter dies, and he's trying to prove one way or the other whether God exists, whether these things are true, whether we survive past death. And that's what really the movie's about. Of course,
is it scary, Paulo? Is it worth saying?
Oh, it's very scary. And
because I saw the trailer and I went, this looks cheesy, I don't want to see it. But then I heard other people talking about it, and I think it's getting good reviews. Yeah. And it goes like really good kind of old school horror.
Yeah, it's that old school. People are comparing it to The Shining about an author, who goes crazy.
Well, written by the same writer.
Stephen King, there you go.
And it is in a hotel.
Johnny One Note.
Please not a Johnny White note, but this is a good note. This is his best note.
This is the best book he's ever written. 1408.
How many pages?
No one even fucking heard of it before. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, this is the best thing he's ever done.
The thing about it, it wasn't even supposed to be written. He was just doing an example for his book on writing, and then he liked the example that he did so much that he made it into a short story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yawning through this boring talk about this. Go back to talking about...
I'm trying to give you some backstory.
How you've got one wife who's passed away and the other one with one kidney.
That's true. I'm sorry, but it's true.
When you fight with her, you ever kidney punch her? In a good one?
No, we never fight.
How is her dad reacting to the new kidney?
He's great. It's a very religious family, actually.
It's not embarrassing having a girl's kidney?
What religion? Muslim?
I tried to talk to him about that, because I'm Catholic, and I can't figure out any of these Protestants, frankly.
Yeah.
they're all crazy.
What does he belong to? The Church of Mooch?
I'm not sure what these. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of religious movies this week. There's Evan Almighty, which is the religious.
It's hideous, right?
The religious right needs to get behind this movie, and the liberal environmentalists need to get behind this movie.
Why does anybody need to get behind it? Either it's entertaining or it's not.
It's entertaining.
I'm never going to promote a movie because I believe in the politicalness of it. It's got to be a good movie.
PG movie, and it's God talking to us. Yeah, it's not as funny as it could be, because Jim Carrey runs away every sequel, so I mean, what are you going to
I don't blame him. Who would want to be in that sequel?
He should have done Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, that's a prequel, wasn't it? Yeah. Younger. Hey, Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie. I'll tell you, I read that 1408. That book was the biggest piece of shit. I don't know how they can make that into a movie. The movie's got to be totally different than the book. The book was absolute garbage. I mean,
I got to tell you the truth, and I know a lot of people would disagree with me. I'm not one of those big Stephen King book fans.
I've never gone through one of his books.
I start to read it, I'm like, I'm not scared.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. I don't get it.
But didn't he write The Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, but I didn't read that.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently that was like a short story, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then something else came out of that same one. He did like 4 seasons. One was Shawshank. Oh, the other one was Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 2 movies.
Short story.
Wasn't there a third one?
Green Mile.
Green Mile. Another for Stephen King one, not a bad movie.
Yeah.
I should be reading this. It's 3 movies that I found okay by him.
I mean, the guy gets hit by a van, and he can still find time to write magazine articles and.
How hard is that? You're laying down, you're writing. What's easier than writing if you're good at it?
You know he doesn't write with his toes, right, Polo?
I understand that.
And he doesn't edit. He just sits there, whatever comes to his head. That's it. Like this. You would print it up. You would take today's show, print it up, make it into a book. Fucking Ricky Gervais did that.
With his podcast.
I fucking busted him on O&A's.
Yeah,
I go, you fucking type up the show and that's a book? Because someone gave it to me for Christmas, right? And he's like, he was cracking up. He goes, I didn't even write it. I didn't even type it. He had some fucking assistant.
Transcribe it?
Yes. Like what we make you do with best ofs, Pepper.
Yeah.
Well, you should make you type them. Now, what are some of the best ofs? I hear you got some good stuff, right?
I have, there's multiple comedy pyramids. There's
really a lot of old NEW stuff.
Yeah, it's all old CBS stuff I've been pulling.
Is it funny or terrible?
It's funny. It's good. Superhero. What religion are different superheroes?
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. I'm going through so much stuff.
I know you've been working hard on this.
Mikey D sucking cocks.
That's every show. That's every show.
Yeah, plenty to choose.
By the way, Dave? Did you call Mikey D?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I did actually call and there was no response. And I emailed and said, very kind things to him.
He does not want to wait this long. That's a fucking insult, what you've done. And not just you, Fezzy. I'm not going to bust you. I know you've had a hard week. You too.
I am not calling him to invite him to this wedding. Why does he need a special invite?
Everyone else got invited.
Why glossy and engraved for him?
Not me.
You didn't get invited?
No.
I heard that from quite a few people, and people that even wrote said that they never got the response. So look, if you wrote to us, you're on the list. Stop it. Stop asking over and over.
I mean, I understand Dave got mad at me because I said the Tiny Tim thing, but it was a compliment. It was supposed to be.
No, he hates you.
I understand that. Because everybody's gotten so crazy. It's so insular in that little studio now. They're in their own little world now.
I agree. It's terrible, Paul. And there's going to be major changes when I get back in 2 weeks. First of all, I'm embarrassed about these best ofs because you're going to hear a totally different show. This is the more energetic stuff, right?
Yeah, this is from 2000. It's the majority
we were happy doing the show. Does it sound like we were happy doing the show?
You guys are having a good time.
Yeah.
I got the Rutger Hauer interview too. That's fucking great.
Did anybody pull the Free FM thing from...
We got Perry Farrell. Me and Earl did Perry Farrell interview last night, and I'm going to pull more CBS stuff, hopefully, this week sometime.
Chad, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
The 4th movie was Apt Pupil.
Wow, all from that book.
Oh, shit.
That's not bad.
From that 4 Seasons book.
I had no idea that was Stephen King.
I would love to write a book that 4 movies came out of.
4 good movies.
That's my thing that I want to do right now. I want to write a book and have 5 movies come out of that. The book of short stories, 5 movies. I always thought they should have did that with The Illustrated Man rather than trying to make a movie about short stories. Because a lot of those stories were great. And no one knows what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. John, you're on
Rod Steiger, I saw it.
Hey, buddies.
Thank you. Rod Steiger, very good.
Thank you.
What can we do for you, John?
Well, this is the first time I've ever heard you ask what's on one of the best of, and somebody actually knew who it was. And that person, of course, is the new superstar of the show, Pepper Hicks.
Pepper Hicks is the superstar of the show. Superstar. Thanks. I really and truly am not kidding with this. We rushed Pitsy in here, and that was a gigantic mistake. That should have been Pepper's place. And let's do this, Fez. When we come back, should we make major changes?
Oh, I think, major changes have to be considered.
I think whoever doesn't act like they want to be with the fucking show anymore has got to step away. Why were we happier in 2002 than we are today?
Fez sounded a little tipsy and a lot of stuff.
You drank every night then, right, Fez?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I at least ended the show with a beer. I know that much. Maybe didn't start it, but always had one like in that last hour.
See, I'm a drinker. I can drink 2 bottles of vodka and never touch another drop.
That's true about him.
Matter. I can have a party.
But Paul, while you're bragging, one time I remember that you drank so much you went and shit on the floor of the bathroom and then wiped it all over the walls in a public bathroom, and they had to arrest you.
That's because I was eating 10 pounds of ravioli and 2 gallons of milk. It was
Nobody made you. Nobody made you, Paul.
I was enjoying it.
Sure.
Ravioli does not make you wipe your shit on the wall.
Are you sure?
What a thing to have to say.
Oh, can you prove that, Fezzy?
Was it dosed ravioli?
And I can remember it. I can remember the moment.
Why would you wipe shit?
That should be something that you have no recollection of. I'm sorry, I blacked out and wiped my shit all over the place.
I don't remember getting punched in the... But apparently I was.
I did. Remember the time I kicked you in the balls and you ended up in the hospital for a week? What I thought was funny?
Grapefruits?
I don't remember that.
What did I kick you for? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
And then another time I was branding his ass. And he was taking it in the ass pretty good. What did we write on his ass? Something like fuck the world or something stupid.
I think it was like fuck me.
Fuck me here?
Yeah.
So anyway, because he was taking it in the ass so well, and I say branding, we were just taking, coat things and just heating it up. So I went down and hit him in the balls with it, which apparently is much more tender to be burning. So, Paul, you're a superstar.
Thank you, sir.
You're the best, seriously.
Thank you, sir.
Best caller we've ever had, Crazy Jen. It's her birthday today. But I think best in-house guest, Paulo.
I would agree.
Yeah. Lorenzo, you're on Fez.
Drinking is good in the studio.
Yeah, Ronnie. I know that you're not a big fan of Stephen King, but I'm telling you, you should really get into the Dark Tower series because it'll make you a believer. It's not like one of those horror books. It's definitely awesome. You should check it out. It's 7 books.
I read the first Dark Tower. It's okay. It gets real fucking weird, though.
To me, when I read Stephen King's books, I feel like it's written for children by children.
It's like a kid's book, though.
Yeah.
It's like kid elements.
That's how I feel about all of his books. I feel like if I was in 6th grade, I might like this. But after 6th grade, I don't think I want to sit around and read this. Here's your best friend.
They're making the Dark Tower into a movie. The guy who did Mission Impossible 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What guy's that? Oh, the Lost guy, right?
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams?
Yeah.
Why isn't he acting more excited that you got to J.J. Abrams? Paula, let's talk to your best friend in the world, Al Dukes. Albert?
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're doing these staff evaluations during your break, would you consider bringing back some of the old staff?
Like?
Well, me and Billy Staples, maybe bring back that 2002 staff that energized Fez.
We really did have a staff that would light a candle under Fez's ass.
That staff was fucking nuts.
And something happened, I don't know whether it's lately or before, but did you always have to be propped up for every show, Fez?
No, I didn't. That's something like recently.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely not in 2002.
Right. So 2002, we had Fez Whatley who wanted to be here. Fez Whatley who was like, let me into a mic. And you think that had to do with you and Billy Staples?
Yeah, and I know also at that time Fez had taken Joe Poo under his wing.
Yeah, when you broke up with Joe Poo, Something went bad in you, Fez.
That really hurt my feelings.
What happened there exactly? I eat my own poo.
Because I thought Joe Poo had all the potential in the world.
You considered him a young, shit-eating Fez Watley.
Exactly.
I eat my own poo.
And
I hit him so hard I knocked the slippers off him.
And I wanted to help him, and I wanted to train him and teach him, like, how to come up with material and how to write things and how to develop his character, maybe some other characters. And
I only like being Joe Poo. Wait, my son Joe Jr.'s calling. I drink my own pee. Oh, hi, son.
And then he just basically dropped out of it. Like, he wouldn't take my advice. He wouldn't follow through on anything. He just really tried to put himself in the background and fade away. And then left.
My own poo. I eat my own poo. Something happened between you two.
I think it happened after he developed the latter-day Jim Morrison impression character.
Yeah. Y'all just a bunch of sheep. That was actually a pretty good one. I like that one, too.
Yeah.
And Connecticut. Yeah, I thought there was a thing that maybe, Fez, too close.
You think so?
Well, that came as one of the responses. Something happened drinking up in those lights-out parties.
I can't imagine anything that happened. I thought that was bonding.
Yeah.
Seriously?
You know what I think what happened is after Joe left, Rory took that spot. And
Rory became the child.
Yeah.
The child/lover. And then you haven't taken anybody
That's not
yet.
a good combo.
But you're not... I noticed that you don't have that relationship with Dave. You don't have that relationship with Pepper. Let's face it, you don't even talk to the interns now.
Right, yeah.
Why is that? What are we going to do to get you back into it? We all want you back.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. And I don't know, Dave I thought I really tried with, but Dave can be such a nut sometimes, it gets exhausting.
Do you value Dave more than Rory?
Yes, I do.
Wow, shocker.
Yes.
Dave more than Joe Poo?
Yes.
All right, so the thing is, you just no longer show your emotions. You feel these things, but nobody's aware of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess I keep too much to myself in that respect.
Why?
I don't know. You know what? I really hadn't even thought of it until it came up. I hadn't considered the fact that I wasn't, that involved with Dave.
Here's an interesting thing. When Dave's going, oh, Ron, you took me here and there on days that Fez was around. When I'm not around, do you ever take him out?
No.
Because you don't think of it.
Right, yeah, I just, it doesn't occur to me.
Where you had Joe Poo up there in the office doing God knows what until finally he walked away.
Wasn't God knows what.
Al, do you consider that the all-star team?
Yeah.
The 2002?
Yeah, it was a good lineup, I think. Me, Billy Staples, Joe Poo.
The Hawk?
The Hawk.
Yeah.
Right.
We had a good crop of interns, I believe.
Now, let me ask you this, Al. Would you say that comes down to executive producer? That really a Fez, if things are running well, a Fez is going to feel a little more relaxed.
Yeah, it takes the heat off of Fez.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have somebody who can control all of those people like I was able to do with Billy Staples and
and that's why you were able to move your way up in the business.
Yeah, I just went up the ladder.
Yeah. Well, who's in that position now?
On yours program?
Yeah.
Well, I hear it's Earl, but I only know that from the title, but
wow.
I don't think he would...
Oh, yeah, Al, you had their respect. That's why Billy shit on your check. That's why...
Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Him wiping his ass with Earl with Al's check was great fucking radio. You wouldn't be able to do that on terrestrial radio anymore.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I know, but it was still like that's your someone who was under you wiping their ass with your income.
Well, he thought that would put him above me, and guess what? It didn't.
That's true. Good point. Wait, you didn't give me a chance. You said, guess what? I was ready to say it didn't, and you rushed right in with it.
Yeah, I mean, he thought that's what was going to put it over.
Give me time when you say, guess what? I don't have that kind of speed. All right, what else do you think is the problem right now? Fez isn't as involved as he used to be.
Right.
What else?
I don't know. Maybe it's the group of regulars isn't up to speed the way,
The RonFez.net gang.
Yeah, like we used to have the Ron and Fez girls was a solid group.
The babies, yeah.
Right.
Babies. I think that was more of a interesting.
Well, let's face it, Sweet Melissa was a high watermark.
True.
You weren't going to get any bigger than that.
Right. I mean, I don't hear, like, Dan from Hoboken disappeared.
Fantastic he was.
Pantera, I still see him at events, but he's, like, not interested.
He's a shell of, yeah.
Lily crushed him.
Lily ruined him.
I guess you have to say Pantera was more interesting when he was part of a couple with the very volatile Lisa Croft.
Yeah, but he was in a couple with Lily, and yet that just broke him.
True.
And, Lisa Croft used to punch him in the face. It wouldn't bother him. So, Earl, let me ask you something. Why is Al thinking about these things and you're not?
I'm thinking about him. I completely...
But Al called here, pointed things out to Fez, and Fez is going, yeah, I haven't thought about that, but you're right. And you have to see, sometimes when you're on the air, it's like being in the batter's box. Ball's coming 100 miles an hour. You don't know whether you're stepping in the bucket or not. You don't know whether you're hitching yourself. You are not paying attention. You need somebody on the outside to pull Fez aside and go, hey, big man, you know why you're not hitting the long ball? Here's what you got to do. Drop the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not really comfortable with that role.
But Al came in and was comfortable with it immediately.
Yeah.
No, and Al...
I mean, I admit that's not in your nature, but when something is not in your nature, should that be your job?
It's something I'm developing. That's something I'm trying to work on.
How long do we have to wait?
But, Earl, I've known you for at least 7 years.
And we're about to put Fezzy in a nut hut and lock the door. We got to pull him out of this.
Yeah, I mean, and believe me, I worry about it so much to the point where I don't sleep anymore, and I'm trying to find a way.
Why aren't you sleeping? Because Fezzy isn't taking Dave out?
No, I don't sleep for a lot of reasons. I mean, I'm constantly thinking about the show, how to make it better. How can I be a better leader? You've
never once come in and said, I have an idea for the show.
That's not necessarily true, but...
Give me an example.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Because I will give Al Dukes credit for this. He changed the way we've done show prep over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And Al, I appreciate this call today.
Yeah. It had to be done. I don't want to be around for these 2002 shows on the best ofs. I'm going to be embarrassed.
Yeah, well, E-Rock just gave me a bunch of 2002 shows showing me what's coming up for the best of, and they sound terrific.
Yeah, sure. Of course they do. How come E-Rock has our best ofs already walking around? How did Boots give them to him?
He gets them to delete faster
E-Rock
for me.
told me that now that the studios are being worked on over at XM, that Earl can't figure out how to fix the best of or load your instant replay machine.
That's true.
No, there was some equipment that was missing. That was the problem, and we fixed that problem this morning.
Why are you mad at him? Be mad at E-Rock for diming you out.
E-Rock said that...
at the producer party that everybody's going to but you.
E-Rock said he got one look at your best of book, and it was just in shambles, things mislabeled.
Is that true?
Yeah, I have to work on the labeling, but so far I'm just trying to get into delete for the best of for this next.
Why is everything mislabeled, Earl?
I don't see why not, because the cue sheets are there. Everything's everything is laid out right in front of everyone.
Oh, you don't get it here?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
There's one you'd love. I'll have to tell you later. Earl, I don't want you to slow this down, but give us 3 ideas that we're going to do after the 2-week vacation. How are we going to get back to form?
I got an idea.
Who's that, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up. Earl, what are you going to do? Give me 3 ideas.
No, I mean, I'm going to look at
how is that an idea? Give me 3 ideas.
I want to look to see how we can make the show prep better. No, I'm really serious
You
here.
just heard the word show prep, and you don't have an idea. I want to look at things that you have now and see if they're ideas. How about this? We start this way. You take Nico out to lunch today, Fez. Just you and Nico.
Today?
Yeah, and a chance for you to one-on-one. I have a feeling, he replaced Sheepy in HTG's heart.
Right.
And maybe he'll be able to replace Joe Pooh for you.
Why is Nico the lucky winner out of all of them?
You want Underground instead? Who do you after? Who do you feel like this could be my new protege? This could be the young buck that I, make walk in the rain with me.
I feel good about Pepper Hicks because he's off to a strong start, and I feel like I could use that head start, that advantage.
Okay, I agree with that, but look at Pepper, look at you. Do you see anything to connect you guys?
There is no way I could run with Pepper Hicks as a running buddy.
And a lot of your proteges, and again, I don't think that you necessarily see it this way.
Uh-huh.
But your proteges tend to be, if I had to fuck a guy, it would be fill in the blank. That there is something there that's a little more exciting for you. Where Pepper looks like yesterday's overdose.
Yeah. Good point.
I'm trying to get it together.
No, you're not.
You should have police tape around your body.
You look like, how long has he been laying here?
I'm buying a sports coat for tomorrow.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
It really doesn't. I could put a sports coat over a bag of shit. It's still a bag of shit, my friend.
Fuck.
All right, Al Dukes.
Yes.
Were you surprised that Earl, after all this time, has no ideas for the show?
No, because he never struck me as an idea or a funny guy before.
You're Captain Excitement, Al.
All he ever was like on O&A was just when they would get him angry, he would just break stuff. That was funny.
That was great, and he won't do that here because Wiki made a mistake and suspended him. Put him on 30 days probation.
Al, I seem to remember you broke a certain person's pinball machine.
Why don't you say instead of a certain person since we're on a national show?
Yeah, you broke Opie's pinball machine. You kind of flew off the handle.
He did not do that. He broke Anthony's foosball
table. I'm sorry.
And then he went and got a pinball machine. Right. Which, look around. Do we have a pinball machine here? I couldn't wait to get the breaks to run out and play that pinball machine.
That'd be awesome.
I used to break so fucking much. And I'd be like this. Fezzy, play 2 songs back to back.
Let me ask you this, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Do the producers look up to Fez? Because back in the day, they all really looked up to Fez. Maybe that...
I agree that there is a different dynamic there.
Because
now,
they saw him as a guy who was a producer with
right.
Ron and Ron, got on the air, got to be a full part.
He was the dream come true for every producer. But, again, he used to like to hold court and teach.
Yeah.
And you don't do that anymore, Fezzy.
No, I don't. I don't sit around telling war stories anymore.
But you also don't teach.
Right.
What happened there? You used to like to say, nowadays we'll do this. You'll be leaving. You're like, Earl didn't do this. Dave didn't do this. But in the old days, you would meet with those guys and you'd say, here's the system I used to use. And you basically trained our producers. And to a lesser extent, you trained our better-looking interns. I don't see you doing that anymore.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't realize it had changed that much. I mean, I know I don't sit around, with the guys after the show, but you know what? I just didn't pick up on that I've neglected that part of it.
It seems like you've lost your joy for all those things, which you used to love to say, oh, here's the system I used to use. Here you go, boys. And he would always be like this. Color coding. He would always be big on telling people to color code things. But I never see you sit around. You've never worked with Dave once that way. You've never worked with Nico, who I see as a young Fez Whatley or as a better sheepy.
Well, Nico just got here, basically.
But seriously, have you had one conversation with him? Because
No.
I've talked to all the interns, and they've all said to me, you don't talk to them. And neither does Earl. So we've got 3 kids here now that aren't being trained and are giving of their time. It's this, the fact that they're here. Somebody should. Have you and Pepper ever sat down?
No.
Oh, you were drunk at your birthday party.
Did he act like he was glad to see you that day?
Oh, hell yeah.
Holding court that day, yeah.
We need to get you drunker, maybe. But that gives you heart attacks.
Yeah, so... maybe not as drunk or as often.
You've seemed to have lost your passion, Fez. The 2002 Fez.
Right, I can see that, yeah.
Is this what you're saying? You're not coming back from the 2-week break?
No, I'll be back.
You did not give me the opportunity there because the same as Al, I had some things to do. Al.
Yeah.
Big part, if you name one thing, now that you are in programming, what would you change in the show? If you had to pull somebody out?
Executive producer.
Okay. Earl?
Yes.
Would you be willing not to come back after the 2 weeks?
I will not resign. No. I will not step down.
You won't, neither will Fez. All right, Davey Mack, you're going to have to fall on your sword. I got to have a major change in the show.
If that's what it takes to make Mr. B happy, then
I need somebody gone.
All right, Davey Mack will oblige. I mean, I'm not looking forward to that. I still derive a lot of joy out of this radio program.
I don't think you do at all.
I do,
I think it's all been about your wedding.
No. That's been a stain over my real life, but during the show.
Your wedding is a stain?
Some kind of big piss stain. But anyway, the main point is I'll do whatever Mr. B and Professor Watley ask of me.
You want him gone, Fez?
No, I don't want Dave gone.
Well, somebody's got to go, because this doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work for me. I need a major change here.
May I suggest the Velvet Underground?
The intern? For the group.
I got to tell you the truth. Because Nico is the new sheepy, I haven't even focused on the Velvet Underground myself. He seems like he's a good kid, energetic. He's just not Nico. He doesn't have that sense of style.
He doesn't have the drive, and he's somewhat of a Martian.
Hard Rock Johnny wants to add some stuff. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
I planned a lot of events with Al.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it was a much, much easier process back then.
Yeah.
And they were somewhat bigger events. 3-4 bands, lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I want to cancel this thing we're doing with it. I know that you took advantage of Wiki, but by doing that, you took advantage of us, too, Johnny. We got to get out of this wedding.
Aren't you supposed to be in England, Ben Kingsley?
I leave at 9:15.
Is that our new thing for Backstabber?
Yes.
You know who Ben Kingsley does? Johnny.
I don't want to be Ben Kingsley. But I think when, going back to your conversation before, 2002 was definitely, that peak time.
That high water time.
That show, coming and hanging.
Well, in those days, we thought the terrorists were going to win. We had nothing else to live for. Well, of course, we're having fun.
It was definitely a good time. And you know what would have been a great added character at that time would have been Dave. If he was on that team.
At one point, I don't want to give this away, but I got an email last night from that Dave's call-in show up, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that we go back to 2002 with you, Dave. That's shocking to me.
It's a great job.
Yeah, I've been with you guys for a long time. Well, you didn't know who I was.
No.
But I've been a fan forever.
Yeah.
Since 2000.
I will tell you this. The first time I met you, and that's when you were with your ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
She grabbed my balls.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that, and I feel better now that I put it out there.
All right.
I know I have to be honest. Sometimes it takes 5 years.
It is the day before my wedding.
Yeah.
Wish you wouldn't bring that kind of thing up. Thank you.
There was pictures I saw the other day.
You want to play it now?
Yeah.
FronFez.net of Dave at the going away party.
Yeah.
And he's like shoving potato skins into his mouth, trying to shove as many in there as he could at the Hard Rock. So he was definitely a fan then. And
all right, so you're saying better days then, Johnny?
Oh, God, yeah, better days.
Right,
the show's great, but, better days back then.
All right, peace.
All right, boy.
Here is... now, Fez, we do want to get you back on the show with the same energy.
Yes.
I'm afraid to listen to these shows when you're gone. Do you feel like you need more time off this year? You think that's the big problem? You're not getting a lot of time off.
That can't possibly be the answer.
Yeah.
Between stent time and sick time and everything else time.
You take any more time off, we got to change your name to Geronimo. That's how far we got to go with this. Here, and I got to tell you, with Earl, disappointed that you don't have one idea to make people think I have some ideas to make this show better.
No, I want to refine.
Why open with no?
Because it's a statement as if it were true, and I'm saying no, that is not the case. And
what is the case? Give me one idea.
I want to get more produced stuff back on the air and trying to find a way in the system that'll make it go a lot quicker and a lot more.
What produced stuff?
things like like Earth 2 and
Earth 2 is already come and gone.
Can I just say, Earl, you have every opportunity in the world to put as much produced stuff on this show as anyone.
And I understand that.
We give opportunity for fucking listeners to put produced stuff on. Mooch, we play his stuff blindly now. And he doesn't even work for us. Have you ever done one bit like the one that Mooch has done today?
Yes.
Well, give me the name of it.
It was I gotta find it, but I know it.
So you're saying there's one unknown bit that you put out in the last almost 2 years that you've been with us?
There's at least one. Unfortunately, I just can't remember it off the top of my head.
We got to be closing in on 500 shows, and you got a balls to say one.
No, I'm not proud of it.
Remember,
I'm not proud of it. I'm not. I mean, again, that's something that's on me, and that's something I have to work on.
And his idea is for Ron and Fez to write up more stuff.
All right, Al, you really depressed us today. I got to tell you the truth.
Oh no, I really meant to just try to give some insight.
Well, no one ever wants to hear that they peaked 5 years ago.
Well, I think again, I think it's kind of just look at the analogy of baseball, and it's maybe time for a coaching change. That's all. The players are there.
All I do when I leave here at night, when I feel bad, I sit down and read Ron Bennington's Line of the Day on Whackbag. And I go, what's so hard about this?
Right.
What if everybody was throwing in lines of the day? We'd be fucking set. It'd be 2002.
Right.
I like getting stoned and reading that. It's really
Do you really?
Yeah.
God bless you. Call me when you're reading it. Okay. I want to hear you laugh. Just put the phone up, read it out loud, and when you laugh, I'll listen along. Because there's really some great stuff. I understand I think I got this from Milkman Dan, because I gave props to Spread the Iris the other day. I go, this is the up-and-comer. We talked, and Al, you brought this up to me even earlier, that the RonFez.net gang, not into the show the way they used to be.
Yeah, not as much.
But the Spread the Iris line of the day, just heading up the charts at alarming speeds for being such a small site. From what I understand, there's some cutting and pastes right off the whack bag taking place.
Oh.
So they're going over the whack bag, hit the cut and paste, pumping it.
Nice.
Maybe you do this then.
Yeah.
You guys go on vacation.
Yeah.
When you come back, Earl's not there, and you move on from RonFez.net, like a different website.
Wow, that would be shocking. The thing is, I have such love for Mikey Boy.
Right.
Yeah, I just love how you just liberally throw my livelihood just under the bus like that. Thank you very much.
He's doing what's best for the show, not for you, Earl. For the show. If he said get rid of Ron, if one person said to me, you think it would be better that you didn't show back up after this 2 weeks, you wouldn't have to even stay up. I'd be like, I get it. I'd move on. I don't want to let the guys down.
And believe me, I don't want to let you guys down either. I mean, I am eternally grateful. I mean, regardless of whatever happens, I will be indebted to you.
Why don't you show your gratitude with incompetence? That's the best thing that you can do. Shit. All right.
Buckets of it.
I'll have to consider this.
Yeah, maybe.
Do we sever everything with Earl? And then, oddly enough, in the shocker, do we sever everything with RonFez.net?
Right.
I know since the Friday fight between you and Friday, it's been odd, Fez.
Yeah, well, Friday begins this. She attacks me while I'm laying in a hospital bed.
You fight with a lot of people, though.
Yes, they come after me. Yes, they try to hunt me down.
Fezzy?
Yes?
Fez McCool, that show.
Right.
Fez McCool.
True.
Yeah. All right, Albert.
Okay.
Al, let me ask you this. Would you keep Dave?
Yes.
Al, will you put all this in writing and email it to me?
Sure. Yeah, Dave.
In a report?
Dave, I think, contributes on all levels to the show.
If we get rid of Earl, would you think this would be a great idea? XM takes a real run at Al Dukes and tries to steal him away?
Hell no.
Why?
No, I just think it would not be a good idea at all.
He was our peak producer.
I would get us 5-year anniversary T-shirts made for that first day back.
Oh, I would. I'd wear one too.
5-year anniversary.
If we cut off the sleeves and the collars, we can all wear them to Dave's wedding. Because I don't have a tank top, but I'm gonna just cut off the sleeves and collars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wear it like that. I want to make this wedding look like shit. All right, Albert. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
All right, there's a shocker. A possibility of getting rid of Earl, and Al Dukes, who's now the consultant of the Ron and Fez show, says sever the ties with ronandfez.net. Take a look at one of the other websites.
I thought his report had a lot of insight and a lot of helpful things to it.
Who would be your idea to make the new official if we decide to?
Right now, it's Al Dukes.
No, the new official website.
Oh, let's go with ronfezshow.net.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of cynicism on there. A lot of anti-O&A stuff, which I don't feel comfortable with.
No, I'm not comfortable with that. I was thinking maybe it would just be the easiest leap, because the names are so similar.
So you're just picking by similar names and not...
Yeah.
Have you been to any of the sites? Have you been to Spread the Iris?
No.
Do you have any interest in the show or what people say about it?
I have interest in the show, yes.
Okay, you ready to answer some question? Nico's birthday.
I have no idea when Nico's birthday is.
July 17th. How could you miss that?
Oh, geez, it's coming up.
I'm going to buy some knives from him and give them to Dave. Last thing Dave wants is Casey to have access to sharp knives. I had a message here sent to me from a Debbie who says sup. Just sup to me, which is nice. I like to say something back to Debbie. I like to just say to you, what's up? And leave it at that. Sup. Is this catching on at all with the kids?
It's been around for a little while.
Yeah. Makes it seem more street, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, sure it is. It is. It's in your face is what it is. It's in your face. What do you think about when we need a third mic situation, we start to lean on Pepper Hicks? Because he seems like he's more natural. He's not in here trying to fake be the crazy character.
Yeah, he's very collected. He's very at ease in here. In fact, he's leaned so far back, he's practically asleep. He's that comfortable.
I call it Bennington posture. I believe he has Bennington posture, which is to act like you just shut up a bag and your fucking spine has turned to cotton. I don't think there's anything this spine can do anymore. That's when you know the fucking dope has kicked in. I would get up to take a piss, but the spine no longer works. Or is it Nico, the new sheepy? Is he our man?
No, I don't think it's Nico. Maybe once he's older, July 17th.
Here's your best friend, Fezzy Mafia Life, Chris. Hello, Chris. How are you, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Ronnie, I'd be willing to share my ownership with Mikey Boy. I do whatever the show needs, you know?
So you said that if we follow what Al Duke says and sever our relationship with ronfez.net, which was a shocker to me, you would take Mikey Boy on as a full partner.
Of course, whatever the show needs. You know what the slogan is. All Ron and Fez, all the time.
You know what I love about that is that you and Mikey Boy seem to be twin sons, separate mothers.
It's an interesting combination because it's a young, up-and-coming website combined with a cagey veteran, Mikey Boy.
I think it's a good idea.
I don't even remember when we met Mikey Boy. I don't think we met him till D.C.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, you're right there.
And I was around in the WNEW days.
We used to call you Nemo Cakes. He used to bring us free Nemo Cakes. Fucking just boxes of them. The entire show put on 117 pounds over a 3-month period. We would just be eating Nemo Cakes throughout the show. Hey, Chris, you're on the line. All right, thanks, buddy.
Take care, guys.
All right, see ya. Wow, I'm shocked by this. I'm not ready to abandon ronfez.net. What do you think, Dave?
I would say you must do it immediately, and I would extend to you the big hand from FBA.
That name gets to me, Dave.
Positivity, though.
I've lost friends from that disease. I just don't find it as fun and cringy as you do.
I think it's a great thing. Plus, it's the only place where there's a whole forum dedicated to you, the Ron is God forum.
You know, I do see that. Let's go. I'll go around to the other websites. There's things about the show, Here's ronfez.net. Do you say God bless you when someone sneezes? What about you? Stranger sneezes, do you say God bless you?
Yes, I do. I say God bless you.
If it's a hot chick, yeah, but...
you wouldn't say it to a guy?
No, who gives a fuck?
Earl?
Yeah, I always say God bless.
Even if you don't know the person?
Yeah, I'll say it regardless. It's just something I say.
It almost feels like it's bad luck not to, right? It's almost like a curse not to say it. Dave?
I say simply bless you, not God bless you in case they're atheists.
So bless you would mean what to an atheist?
That means they're getting blessed by me.
You know what if it's an atheist, I always say nothing bless you. That way they're getting the blessings, but it's from nothing. Or myth bless you.
I do say that God bless you, but I don't know if people always want to hear it.
Why?
Because I think sometimes people are like, don't draw attention to me sneezing.
Go German, Gesundheit.
Oh.
Which I hate that phrase, to tell you the truth. We're not fucking Germans. Why are we picking up their God bless you?
That one word.
I say this. May God and the holy blood of Jesus bless you throughout your time here on earth and until you become an angel in heaven. Please.
You give a benediction.
I do. Well, then I'll do the rosary. I'll sit there, I'll hold their hands tight, and go through the entire rosary. Nico's going, what's a rosary? We're Jews. We put on a tiny frisbee on our head, we sit, and, that's it. I don't have I'm not offended when other people bring up their, religious things anyway. I don't find it offensive if someone says God or whatever their version of God is.
They could say Allah bless you and
Salam
whatever. And you got a holiday, I'll take it with you. I don't give a shit. I always like other people's stuff. It never really bothers me. Assalamu alaikum is a fucking great slang. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. I don't know what it means, but it sounds fantastic. Yeah. I think there's more jive than Muslim. Yeah. One time we had Flavor Flav on the show years ago, and he was talking about being a Muslim, and someone called up and goes, I just saw you at the Denny's, you were eating bacon. And he's like, well, so what? He had no idea. And they go, if you're a Muslim, you can't eat pork. And he goes, Muslims don't eat pork. And he's going like this, one does. One eats pork. Like he broke a record. Like that. Like he accomplished something.
The chosen one.
Because he was able to pull that off. Casper, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I never say God bless you, because if there is a God up there, why are you going to bother him because someone got a freaking piece of lint stuck in their nose?
You think it bothers him every time someone brings his name up?
Yeah, he's got to turn around.
Or her name. You ever meet those people, they're like, don't worry about God. She's okay. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's not a real male or female. It's something to keep you from panicking. That's all it is.
Now, why don't you God bless a cough? A cough is just the opposite. When you cough, you have to say, excuse me.
I disagree. A sneeze, you have no power over.
A
A cough, you're doing it on fucking purpose. You can't hold your cough?
Sometimes you can. You get something in your throat.
No. If it's a chronic cough, stay home. Oh. I don't need you out there hacking your fucking disease in the elevator with me. Oh, this is a good one. Back to the elevator. I think Regan did a bit on this. When you're waiting for the elevator, do you give that person the little nod, the little...
I don't think I do.
Do you acknowledge when it's just you and that person in an elevator?
No, I ignore everyone in there. I try to at least.
No.
Here's what I do. If we're in the elevator and we should be corner to corner, I always stand towards them like that.
That close?
Yeah. Whatever I do in the elevator, I purposely try to stand in the wrong direction. And it fucking weirds everybody out. I'll face them. Why can't you face a person in an elevator? It's not line.
It's creepy.
I find it to be friendly. I'm not going to show my ass. I'm going to sit. Hey, I'm here for you.
I try to act like that other person in the elevator doesn't even exist. I am either laser beaming the numbers as we're going up or down the floors, or that crack in the door waiting for it to open again.
Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
Hey, the whole origin of the God bless you when you sneeze is your heart actually skips and stops for a brief second.
No. Then why don't we say this? May your heart start.
Just die.
May God and the blood of His Holy Son, along with all the angels, start your heart. Restart your heart. Fez, you follow the religious thing. Not as much as you used to, right?
Right.
I noticed you gave up religion, training your producers and talking to your interns, and coming in with any energy all about the same time.
Yeah, it all fell by the wayside.
Because we talk about this, but people go, since the heart attack, Fez doesn't seem as into it. It started long before the heart attack, though.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, the heart attack was like in the fall, and it had started,
And none of the heart attacks change your life for like a better reason, right?
No, and I talk about that with my therapist, where, maybe it's just too much TV or movie watching, where the person gets the new lease on life, and every day's a gift, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I never got that feeling.
You don't see every day as a gift.
I mean, it is.
I know it is, but do you feel that? Do you see it?
No, I don't feel that enthusiasm that you would think somebody who went through a life-threatening situation and survived it would. And I feel weird about that. I feel very odd.
Here's what's odd to me. You're a sports fan, right?
Yeah.
Would you be able to stand anybody who made it to the NFL that did not appreciate it and was dogging it?
No. No, I wouldn't.
You don't see the similarity there? When you try to say that person, you're living the dream job. Right. Why aren't you taking advantage of it?
Yeah.
You would want to trade that guy.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm being, I guess it's hypocritical not to think that of myself or whatever.
Well, you need to think some things. A lot of the stuff that you're saying today, which is always surprising to me, is I've never thought about that. So I tell that you're not thinking about the things that you do.
No. I spend most of my time thinking about what I'm feeling right now. You know what I mean? Instead of what's causing the feeling. But I'm not even saying a feeling. I'm just saying the way that you run your life. Like it doesn't occur to you that you don't know some of the people that you work with. Yeah, it's just blinders. From this, I guess, this box that I put myself in. Bach. It's only one thing. Box is plural. Bach is if there's just one. It's not. I'm in a box. I actually got that from my son when he was little. He used to do that all the time. She got my Bach. And then if there were two of them, box. So I did an inside joke, and no one was going to get that. There's probably one person at home going, Lilo used to do that. That's great. Somewhere Robin Cooper's driving off the road. And that's because she's drunk. Has really nothing to do with the joke. So anyway, I'm sorry. We got away from your therapy session here. What were you doing? Oh, I was saying that's, things that I'm working with my therapist on. Your therapist is 12. Why do you have to work on it with your therapist when you're here now? You could work on this with Dave and Earl and Nico. Because the therapist can point things out to me like this stuff that I'm missing. The therapist isn't in radio. Bring the therapist in here one day. Would the therapist ever want to? I don't know. I doubt it. Why don't you throw it out there? Say, here's the opportunity. We'd love to have you on the show. Yeah. And if me, Dave, Nico need to make any changes to suit you, we'd be glad to do it. Okay. I will ask her today when I see her. What time are you going today? 4. We got Wiki in here too, right? Yeah. Boy, you got a good job. They let you take days off, miss meetings. It's really got to be a great job. It is. Is it? But not for those reasons. For what reasons? Because it is a great job to have. You get to come in, talk about whatever you want.
I know, and
the hours are good.
Cool from now on too.
Paul, we're speaking.
I'm sorry.
Okay. What were we talking about before that? Oh yeah, your heart stopping on an elevator while you sneeze and cough. You came up with a good thing. Sneezing is the only thing that you say God bless you for. Yeah, you don't do it with a burp or anything else. A sneeze almost feels like it comes from outside of you. It's almost an attack on you. See, and I think a cough seems more serious, though. Like a cough could be pneumonia or something. You're doing a cough on purpose. You're doing that on purpose. See, I don't think it's always But if you have pneumonia, you should be home. What are you doing on the fucking elevator with me? I'll punch you right in the throat, you plague-spreading bastard. I don't like ill people walking around. I think it's wrong.
I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Of course you do, you fucking mess.
You get sick a lot.
You're sick, you're dope sick, you fucking prick. Anytime that a fucking package makes you fucking feel better,
You're not
normal again.
Yeah, that's the fucking terrible thing. When you're at that point, it's like you need to fucking get high just to go to the fucking 7-Eleven.
That's when you're fucked.
Yeah, that's when it stops being fun and starts becoming your job and girlfriend.
Oh.
I've got to meet my dope. I'll tell you this, I've never met a dealer yet who shows up on time to pricks.
Why would they? You're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I know. It's not like, oh no, the junkie's not here waiting for me.
Now, the only time I don't do the God bless you to a stranger is if someone beats me to it.
Only one person gets to say God bless you?
I think that's all it takes. I think it's just overkill.
I say God bless you and let him soak you in the holy blood of his martyred son, Jesus. And may the angels in heaven come to you. Now, this is what we got back to. You used to be religious. You're not anymore.
Right.
You atheist now.
Not atheist. I'm not practicing.
I remember the day that you lost your religion, too.
What was that?
On the air. And I said to you, well, how could that be in the, how could the Bible be true? And you said this thing of, because of the fact that I believe that no matter how many translations, the Word of God will stay up.
Oh, yeah, the meaning will prevail.
And
the
I
message will get through.
What about hack preachers who use the Bible to, take advantage of people? He was gone. That was the end of it. Oh, no. He never looked back. And again, it goes back to, you never ask yourself questions, and when you do, it changes everything.
Yeah. So I don't know what I believe, what I think. A lot of times.
Right. You have a tendency to believe it's the last thing that you heard.
Yeah.
Which is fun. We were doing this point-counterpoint show where he and D.C., we did it for, an hour a day?
Uh-huh.
And he literally flipped parties while we were doing the show. I was the left, he was the right. Before I know it, we're both on the left. And this is when Bush has an 87 approval rating. Very bizarre. Getting back to that, though, do humans become angels?
No, I don't think humans become angels.
People think that they do, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You can't literally become an angel. Who knows if they even exist?
Well, say beyond that, but even if you believe in the belief of Christianity.
Okay.
Earl, does a human become an angel?
I always believed you can become an angel. You become one of the angels.
I always thought there were separate species that were developed long before humans.
Yeah, if you're into Christianity, it would be like a part of God, maybe, or just it's not human.
Right.
You're just a soul in wherever the hell heaven is. And
you've never had a physical existence.
Angels is just a worker of God, I guess, to put it in that way.
Worker bee, almost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Servants.
How would you become an angel, Earl?
No, I'm just that's grown.
He opens with no. How, I ask him, he starts with no. How do you become an angel?
When you die, your soul, and you always heard the terms like, well, heaven has another angel, and you become one of God's angels.
And then what do you do up there, Earl? Earl the angel, what would your day be like?
Well, according to some...
Would you have wings?
I would hope so. I would love to have wings. You have wings. I mean, some people believe that you're constantly
I'm asking about you.
I believe in the concept of, you're constantly giving God praise. You're just spending your days saying holy.
So you would basically go from what you say to me to saying it to God. Constantly giving Ron praise to constantly giving God praise. So show me how you, as an angel, would be constantly giving God praise.
Well, you would thank him.
Do it now. Be in the fucking moment.
You would just constantly going holy, holy, holy. I mean, that's one of the things that I was brought up with and was taught.
So all day long, you're following God around saying holy, holy, holy.
You're giving him reverence and you're giving him praise and you're giving him...
All right, let's play. I'm God. You're the angel. Let's go through the afternoon.
Holy, holy, holy.
What the hell is
holy,
that? Who's
holy,
doing that?
Holy.
Earl, is that you? Stop it! I'm trying to build another planet, and I just hear you saying the same word over and over.
Holy and holy.
Stop it!
Holy.
You want to go to hell? Because I'll do it. I hear another holy out of you. You're going to hell.
Thank you. Holy.
And that's how you want to spend your day?
How can God appreciate
It doesn't sound like heaven.
I know. How is that a good day for you, Earl?
What, being in the presence of God? That's not a
Not as a kiss-up. I could see if you could sit around and
fucking lackey.
Feel like you're doing something, but just saying holy, holy, holy over and over, that's not good for God or you.
I don't know. I feel that's a good. I mean, I think that's a good way to spend eternity. I don't
Saying
mind
holy,
that.
holy, holy over and over, forever.
You're not even saying
that doesn't sound like hell.
But I prefer just like, hey, I'm in. You know, people have different reactions to when they're in the presence of God. Some people cry. Some people
say holy, holy, holy.
Some people say holy, holy, holy. Some people say thank you.
Who are you hearing this from? What people? What angels do you know, Earl?
No, when people claim to have an experience with God, they have different reactions.
Yeah, same people that see UFOs.
Some might call it that, but some people think they had an epiphany. Or, I mean, I always remember, George Foreman. He said he saw the face of God the night he lost a fight.
And where was he fighting? In Puerto Rico. And it was 115 degrees and he didn't have water.
He got a vision of a portable grill.
Oh, well, I wish I had that vision, and when he did, I'd be worth half a bill. Hey, Drama Daddy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, humans do not become angels, and Earl believing that just because he watched It's a Wonderful Life is ridiculous. And not even all the angels sit around just saying holy, holy, holy all day. That's a certain class of angels. They're called seraphims. There's also warrior angels. There's also messenger angels. Yeah, Earl's ridiculous.
So Earl can never become an angel. It won't happen.
No, humans do not become angels.
Earl, does that break your heart?
That supports that. There's nothing that supports that. You won't find anything close
in the
to
Bible.
Anywhere in the Bible.
Earl, does that disappoint you?
It doesn't disappoint me. I don't necessarily believe that, but it doesn't disappoint me.
Where are you getting your information from if it's not from the Bible?
Yeah, and this was something that, you were taught as a kid or you were brought up with. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not going to dispute that. I could be wrong. But
here's Nico, who's the new sheepy. What is it, Nico?
Well, didn't one of the angels become Satan?
Yes.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Was he already Satan before he became an angel? Was he already Lucifer?
He was Lucifer, but I think that was his angel name.
Mm-hmm. Well, as opposed to what?
Satan.
Which is his what name?
His devil name.
Who named him that?
I think God did.
I now call you Satan. It doesn't make sense.
I always thought it was Christopher was the angel that fell. I don't know. I just remember that from old stories.
So, did he fall or did he jump?
I guess he fell out of heaven. Just lost his wings.
And fell into the center of the earth.
I guess that's where it is.
I thought he still had wings. They were just leather.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a bat.
Oh, that's Earl. Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Earl, I got a question for you. How can a man from the Middle East be white? Jesus.
Who said he was white?
Well, look at all the pictures of him, man. He's perfectly groomed.
Well, they're not pictures. Those are paintings. These are not photographs that were taken.
I wish.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, love the show.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You should have heard us in 2002. So depressed today.
Hello?
Yes.
Sorry.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hey, guys. You're kind of talking about Satan and all that. I was always taught that God made angels, and then he made man, and he had elevated man above angels, and that's what made Satan angry and led the revolt in heaven.
Mm-hmm. There was a revolt in heaven. Terrorism. I consider it terrorism. I don't see them as being a legal state, the Hells Angels. But so apparently this happened fairly recently, since the birth of man, because then God started loving humans more than angels.
Yeah,
and he gave us what angels don't have. Free will.
The will to choose. Angels only had the right, the only ability is to love God, which I don't know why that let them revolt and try to overthrow him. But
well, if they didn't have the ability to do what they wanted to do, how would they revolt?
That's what I'm saying. It never made sense to me in that. I mean, say, God, the greatest thing God gave, according to the tradition, is, we have the right to choose between good and evil.
Right.
So I don't know why that fell out that way.
And I don't even need to choose between good and evil. Just being able to choose between vanilla and chocolate, hot and cold, I think that's plenty. I don't even need to get to the point with good and evil.
So many decisions every day.
Why do you think people see the good and evil thing as so black and white? I don't get it.
I think it's because they never want to consider themselves like a mix of good things and evil things.
Mm-hmm.
I think people want to think of themselves as good, so they put a definitive boundary there.
So you feel like...
So they can be on that good side.
So you feel like it's people bullshitting themselves?
Yeah.
Do you see religion as bullshit now?
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that preaches like damnation or intolerance, yeah. I think that's a lot of bull.
Intolerance of what?
People of, different religions or different races or creeds or whatever.
You want to say gays.
Gays,
yeah,
too.
There we go. Just put it out there. Let's get it out of the way. So your biggest problem is not everybody's accepted in religion.
Right, yeah. That's my big problem with religion.
Earl, what's your big problem with religion?
Misinterpretation. I think that most people...
You told us that you are going to become an angel. Who said...
I'll be the first. I mean, a lot of things get misinterpreted.
Your version of an angel, Earl, sounds like a pigeon. Just fucking sitting there pecking over and over.
Said the angel boy.
No, but people will take that message of, let's say... to me, I don't think there's anything better than love one another and to do unto others as people.
You mean sexually, though?
I don't mean that sexually, but I mean just that overall message. I mean, what's better than love one another?
But do you walk it, Earl? I mean, I heard you screaming it out today. You didn't give him love.
And I'm human though. I get angry. I try not to.
So you're just saying your sins are not as bad as some people's. That's why you're going to go to heaven.
Not sin is sin in my book. I mean, whether I do it or or anyone else, and it's something that you constantly work on every day.
I never saw him work on it. Have you?
No.
Well, you try to treat people right and try to be a good person. I mean, I know when I treat someone horribly, I feel horrible, and I try to rectify the situation as fast as possible because I just feel so guilty about it.
What about what you've done to me over the last almost 2 years?
I feel bad about it. I mean, I feel, whenever I let you down, I hate letting you down. I hate letting Fez down.
Then talk to me with reverence and just say holy, holy, holy.
I'm not going to say holy. I can't say that, but...
Josh, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Honestly, get rid of Earl. And my real question is, where do you guys think J-Lo is? Is she a ghost haunting Paulo, or is she up in heaven as an angel?
For some reason, Paul hung up on us, which really pisses me off. I was about to get back into the movie stuff. No, I think she's got to be in heaven if there is one. There's no system that wouldn't welcome her. She lived her life like a saint here on Earth.
You got to take her in and give her some rest just from the nuttiness.
Oh, you're putting everybody in, right?
Oh, yeah, I put everybody in.
Hitler?
Hitler in.
Let's see, who wants to be there? How am I going to feel in heaven
cloud
if I'm sitting next to fucking... I am not getting a cloud house. By the time we get there, it'll probably be cloud apartment buildings. Well, this is not 3 years ago that Fez's flip all took place. He thought that he would have a house in heaven a matter of 3 years ago, and so would I, and we would go over each other's houses. I'm like... You're bringing up Tampa. You're not even talking about heaven. But how could you have went so far in 3 years?
I guess it was just a thing of losing faith, and maybe not losing faith, but just not having the same faith as in everything I had read.
But even 3 years ago, your belief system was still pretty childish.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So something... happened, and you haven't gotten around to that. This is one of the things that you can talk to your 19-year-old therapist about. That you're making these major to lose spirituality from your life. Why would you not be surprised that depression followed?
Yeah, well, it was one of those things. Well, like when I quit going to my parents' church, You know, it was one of those things where I didn't leave on good terms. So I think that might have been still the beginning of it, where I was trying to hang on.
What do you mean you didn't leave on good terms? What did you do?
Got really upset with people at the church, things that were going on there, and decided to leave. Remember, I used to be on all those committees. I was going to church like 4 times a week and stuff.
All right, I just got a note that says Fez needs to pass on knowledge.
Yeah, because I heard before you're talking about how Fez was helping out other producers and stuff and training them. Isn't that something to live for then? Because then you're passing on your knowledge. Therefore, there's.
I want this to be the next Fez. I want you to take everything in your head, put it in his. You're on the same drugs together.
True.
Come on.
Why don't you do this? Teach him the straight thing. Put him in a backwards cap, baseball cap.
We could do that. Want to style you up?
Style me up. I'm looking at you. I'm not really seeing the style there.
Yeah. Well, it's like some style. I mean, it's me. It's kind of identity crisis kind of thing, but...
It's kind of Oliver Twist.
Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I'm lazy. I rarely tell the truth, and I was brought up with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, so I could take over for Earl easily. I'm gullible. I believe everything, and I can deflect excuses all over the place.
Earl, how do you feel about that? The same point that they gave you your religion, they also told you about the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, to help keep you in line.
We never were brought up on the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. And Brian, you got excellent comic timing also.
What is that? Why? Is this your Christian love that you have right now?
I'm paying him a compliment.
What's the compliment, Earl?
He has good timing.
You have the balls to sit around and judge somebody else's timing? You're a fucking producer. You should be able to know where the show's going and hit music and sound effects. You never fucking do it at all. You want to talk about timing? I'll fucking sit here and do an air check with you and point out all the things that could be added to this show. Now, the fucking guy was talking to you. Why do you have to attack every caller? If you attacked every 10th caller, I wouldn't give a shit. But you attack everybody who fucking calls this show.
The man did insult me.
He fucking did not. He said he came up with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny like we all were. And at a certain point, you no longer believe what you were taught as a child. It's a fucking decent point. You could make your point instead of turning it into dog shit. That's why I can't fucking depend on you to jump into this show without it turning into you fucking screaming at people. What do you have for us? What do you have for us, Hicks?
I can give me 2 minutes. All
right. This is a thing of the way Earl talks to callers. I'm telling you right now, Earl, this fucking 2 weeks vacation couldn't be coming any goddamn sooner for me. That you sit around and you say you worry about what happens on the show, and you do the same thing fucking day after day.
Yeah, it's in one, Ron.
Where's your fucking timing right now, Earl?
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Why again?
I took it as an insult. I apologize.
You take this fucking show as an insult.
No, that is not the case at all. But I thought he insulted me, and I misinterpreted it. I'm sorry.
All right, here's an example of Earl talking to people on the show.
You've completely fucked up the best stuffs. I get the emails every day.
You know, and then...
This is who you are.
No,
and Al was right. We have taken responsibility after responsibility away from you.
If you're sitting here listening to this channel all day, you really need more time.
You're a fucking asshole. They pay to listen to this channel. They should have programming at all times.
No, and I understand.
Maybe the NEW used to attack the P1s. That's why you used to have a 1.9 there for 22 years. Well, that was inside. That was a fucking inside joke.
Here's more.
You know what? Now I'm not having fucking fun here anymore. Now I'm not fucking having fun. The last person to have fun is no longer. Now what do we do?
Yeah, find a way to have fun again.
Bullshit.
Again, I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry.
Earl, why this has to happen?
I don't want to fucking do this radio. I'm fucking sick of it.
Earl, why do you do this?
I thought
Why? Why do you fucking do this?
What the man? I was under the assumption he insulted me, and when I get insulted, why can't I defend myself?
You. I'm insulting you right.
So
you can talk to.
Just
how you insulted? Defend your fucking self.
And
now fucking defend yourself.
And I misinterpret that, and I apologize for that. I misinterpreted what he said, and I apologize.
Earl, I am being as honest as I can. You are fucking ruining this. You are fucking ruining this show.
You need to get it together, Earl.
You drive me absolutely insane. Why you add to the stress of things instead of helping alleviate it is beyond me.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
Hey, this is Jim Norton. I'm really enthused about the Dave and Casey wedding. It could be the shittiest decision a woman has ever made. I don't know how he pulled that off. I actually thought this wedding was a goof. I'm like, there's no way she could fuck him voluntarily. But apparently she does, and she says she wants to do it forever. So, good luck to the two of you. I'm sure it's going to be an enchanting union. Ugh.
Hey, it's the happiest show on earth, the Ron and Fez Show. Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, Earl Douglas, all sitting in together. That got a little crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry that it got that crazy. I'm a mess right now. I don't know what to think or say.
You know what? We're going to have to stop the wedding. The wedding has put too much pressure on all of us.
Yeah, it's been... The wedding, you know...
Call Wiki and tell them we went out of this wedding, and Dave and Casey will get married in a civil ceremony in Reno.
It sounds right to me. That makes everybody happy.
Well, except for Dave and Casey.
Well, they'll get married.
And Wiki, who's already spent the money.
And gotten the tablecloths and flowers together.
What's that? Who's yelling our names out over there? Dave, what's going on there? If I take Earl out of that...
no, sorry, the microphone hit. But I was going to say, I would hope the wedding would still go on, even though I do...
We're going to do this wedding, and then we're all going to take 2 weeks off.
And I apologize if it's made everyone insane.
No, we're not insane from that. It's always a pre-live gig weirdness. This one's been extra weird. It just seems to me we keep falling back into the same fucking inside shows day after day. And that 2002 shit really got on my nerves. To really fucking hear. Wait to hear the energy the show had 5 years ago. It's insane. This is the best fucking job I ever had in my life. And I do not understand why we don't show up and have fun for it.
I mean, it's... I love it. I mean, I love the work. I love what we do. I love the fact that we can...
I thought you said you were a Christian. You're going to go to hell for lying. You can't possibly love this job.
I do. I mean, as much as I question it sometimes, I'm like, it is the greatest job in the world. It is where you can be... Well, you can communicate to so many people. I mean, on this format, to communicate across the country and to connect with people from California and Texas and
then why do you scream at them? And why do you tell them not to listen to the channel?
Well, you
got to stop talking like that.
I understand. I mean, and that's just out of, when I get angry, I'm just
It's a one-note thing, and that drives me crazy.
I get so angry because, I mean, especially when I'm completely insulted or I'm thinking I'm getting insulted, when I do lose my temper, I go I'm just completely irrational.
Remember what I told you before. When you lose your temper, break equipment.
I can't do that anymore because the last time I did, I kind of got into trouble a little bit.
30 days in the hole.
Dave, how are you feeling about the whole wedding thing coming up? Stand by for what?
That's Pitts.
What is he screaming for?
He doesn't realize the radio show is going on.
Let me ask you this. How come this doesn't happen when Earl's in there?
It does happen sometimes, but obviously it's happened a couple of times. I feel extremely nervous, you know, and I'm filled with excitement at the same time, but I'm dying a little bit inside, and I'm also, you know, I feel nervous about everyone else's where they are in their headspace. I'm talking Ron, Fez, Earl, Pepper. You know, I think everyone's a little on edge. But for me, for my wedding, I'm nervous as hell, to be honest with you. And I may faint. I don't know.
I don't think Casey should go through with this. And I was telling this to a friend of mine today, that I feel like, as a responsibility, I got to stop this girl from marrying this lunatic.
I don't think that's necessary. I think we're a good couple. And I don't think that people need to split us up. You know, I just think we need this day to be over in a little bit of a weird way. And then when it's over, we can go on with our lives.
How did we ever get to the fact of doing this on the air? How did this even start? I don't even remember. I don't remember how we get into things that we do.
Yeah, I have no idea where we got to wedding day tomorrow at the Hard Rock.
Why are you guys getting married? You just met a few months ago.
Well, we have a connection. I mean, you know, it's pretty obvious that we don't want to be with anyone else, and that we do love each other.
We can live together.
Sure? We like the same things.
Like what?
You know, Star Wars action figures and...
Hey, Earl's here.
Figures. And baseball. Friday the 13th movies. You know, I could go on and on.
You sound like you want to marry a 10-year-old boy. That would be perfect for you.
It doesn't seem like an awful lot to build a life on.
No. We also talk about deeper things.
Like?
Israeli-Palestine conflict, for one, you know.
Let me guess whose side she's on.
Yeah,
it's the only place her and Bam ever come together.
Right. You would guess correctly. You know, and I agree with her standpoint. So we do a little bit of that. And
along with 90% of the U.S.
Yeah.
So you could marry 90% of the U.S. right now.
Oh, okay. And, you know, other things, George Bush and some of his policies.
Let me guess, you're against him?
No, I just, you know, I'm not familiar with all of his stuff, but I know that it doesn't look good. You know, I would say his favorability is like 33%, so...
Favorability?
We're talking about your marriage.
Okay.
Now you're talking about poll numbers on the president.
I'm just saying this is what we talk about. But besides that, yeah, no, there's a real connection. I mean, there's, you know, we like to hug a lot, too. And there is no one else that I'd rather be with.
Is this going to be your vows? Are we stepping all over your vows?
No, this has nothing to do with the vows.
Did you rewrite the vows from yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Are they better?
I think so. I could show them to you if you don't say them on the air.
Yeah, show them to me. Bring them in. Yesterday he read it before us. Just horrible. And we said, you cannot do this. You cannot do this.
I mean, he wrote them like this. It sounded like, you know, like I really, 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 like when you were 10 years old and you
childlike.
You had to write an essay.
All right, we got a copy of the vows. This is what Eastside Dave and several failed attempts over the past 2 days while you've been practicing.
Well, let me just say this. This is very personal.
Yeah, I took your advice. Thank you. I tried to make it as personal as I could.
I would literally, if I was her, I'd turn around and run.
Uh-oh.
Why? There's a lot of nice stuff in there and a lot of accurate information. And
yeah, it is.
Does it look like it should be put together with clipped out letters from magazines? Like a serial killer letter?
I don't think it does. I think it's sweet, no? Or you know what? I don't know how to write a vow. I mean, I've never... Roman Catholic, they usually just do the...
Yeah, they do it normally for you.
I'll take my lawfully ludded...
Your lawfully ludded?
My lawfully loved wife.
Oh, we forgot to have Casey ludded before tomorrow.
And they do it like that, so... I've never. My brothers didn't write their own vows, so it's going to be an experience.
Yeah. One point here, I thought this was you ripped it off from Lou Gehrig. There is a certain point here that's very Gehrig.
I did the
Here's I'm gonna guess Powell because I can't tell with the way the writing's on here today. Yeah, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey Ronnie, I don't mean to beat up Earl. He's been taking a lumping today, but the guy seems to really know his music. Why is he a producer on a talk show and not 60 other music channels on XM? Just baffling.
Earl, what do you say about that? Why didn't you get in the music business? That seems to be your thing.
I love the show. I completely, as a listener, I fell in love with the show. And
me too.
I thought I had the best seat in the house because when you guys started in New York, I was the show. I ran the show in front of you.
Right.
So I got to see the show just go off and running, and then you can't help but fall in love with the show.
The Al Dukes years?
Yeah, no, that was actually pre-Al.
We call that pre-cum. Here's Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Holy shit, guys. Stand by. Eastside Dave has found the perfect ingredients for a wedding. Discussing the favorability of the president, Star Wars action figures, and hugging a lot.
We're going to leave those topics off for the actual ceremony.
Now, she's writing you something too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's writing me something special. And we always have nice conversations about our favorite bands, how she's into the Clash and I'm into the Smithereens.
But I thought Jonathan and her share more music knowledge than you do.
Yes, they do. They like the more independent stuff. I like the more Main Street stuff, the Jersey rock, the Bruce, Bon Jovi, Pat D'Annunzio.
What?
And other bands, Southside Johnny.
Pat D'Annunzio from
the Smithereens.
Smithereens,
yeah. I'll talk about that, and then she'll talk about her bands. She's always about the
Smithereens. I forgot all about them. When were they big?
Oh, 89.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Girl Like You was like fucking out of this world. It was
a good song.
No, it was really awesome.
Yeah.
And I play it for her, and believe it or not, that's one of the few bands I play for her that she likes.
Really?
Yeah, she's actually very much
So
into
she's
it.
not into your Styx Journey Can? This is a song I want to play for you. It's called Cold as Ice. Listen to what he's saying to her. It's Foreigners, the name of the band. Whether you ever heard of them. But you're as cold as ice.
Yeah.
Willing to sacrifice.
Right. So, that's our one common ground, I can't even get her into the Beatles. She's not.
Here you go.
Pretty.
You're as cold as ice.
Very nice. Is this what she's walking down the aisle to? Do we have all the music worked out, Earl?
Yes.
I want to go for that Sly Stone, Don't Call Me Whitey song. That's my... Or at least when you and I walk out together. Yeah. What are you coming down the aisle to? Sniffing the tears? What do you have inside?
No, I'm just going to be there.
No.
I'm not sure if the guy goes down the aisle or not.
No. The guy waits up.
Yeah.
I would say by the altar, but in your case, near the hamburger grill. You'll stand.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Stand under the giant 714 model.
Right. Well, we wouldn't be in front of an altar anyway, being that she's a Jew.
They don't have altars?
Boy, the way you say it sounds so respectful.
Jewish.
Yeah.
We're allowed to say that. That's not politically
Who's
correct.
way? The other side?
No, but I'm married in.
How are you going to raise the kids?
Agnostic.
That's a nice compromise.
Children, I want you to know we have no idea who God is. It's like, did you ever hear when people are like, we're going to let the children pick their own religion? I'm like, well, that's not too much fucking pressure now, is it? I have to come up with existence.
If I had that as a kid, I'd just be worshiping Hulk Hogan.
Well, that is based on the mythology.
He is the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Bring him in. Let him see our new studio. It's our buddy J-Dubs. Dubs. Hey, J-Dub. What do you say, buddy?
Wow, love what you've done.
Isn't this nice?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How's it going?
You are down to skin and bone, my friend. You look like you just got out of a concentration camp.
I just don't feel like eating anymore. It's not that I don't like eating. I just don't feel like it.
You are frightening. right now. Your eyes have fallen back into your face. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you're not getting enough nutritional value out of the cigarettes.
What's he? How much heavier was he?
How much did you have you
I
lost
used to
on
weigh
again?
about 260 at my fattest in D.C. Now I'm about 170.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you look smaller than that even. Because, well, I guess you're just not used to seeing a guy.
I've been told to go to some kind of clinic or something to get it checked out, but I don't want to until I start working.
Right.
And then if I do have AIDS, they can't, say, hey, no.
Do you think there's anything that you could have? You just gave up food?
I just gave up food for the most part, and I get sick a lot, too, which could be a lot of things.
I'm frightened now.
Yeah. This is a...
So you're up for the wedding?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
All right, you're going to be in the show tomorrow.
All right,
I don't know
do
how,
it.
but we will find a spot for you in the show. You may be maid of honor. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go.
I can get into a nice slinky dress.
No, this isn't about you or a chick leaving you, is it?
No. Well, it started off as that, and then it just continued.
You don't miss her at all?
No, not anymore. It's been about 6 or 7 months.
So for a while it was hard. Now fine.
Yeah.
Are you dating again?
The problem with that is I've gone on some dates, and once girls start telling me about themselves, it's usually time for me to just get out.
And that whole taking someone to dinner where you just throw the menu aside.
Well, what about you? Do you have any kind of rap? What do you say to them?
I usually type to them. It's usually over instant message.
Oh, so you meet a lot of chat room ladies.
A lot of JKs and LOLs.
Let's hook you up with a pal talker or two.
You know what? For as creepy as I am on the internet, I can't get into the people looking at me while I'm on the internet at the same time. I find that to be way too far.
You'll forget that they're watching as you jack teen porn.
Well, oops. I don't want them to see just one shoulder moving up and down really fast and wondering what I'm doing.
Will, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, listen, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I love the show. But dude, fucking Earl fucked up so much, man.
All right, I don't want to hear it anymore. Enough of the anti-Earl stuff. Earl took a beating today, and you didn't. You're not the only one who deserves it. We all do, Earl. I'm not saying you were wrong, but this entire show is off the fucking rails right now. This entire show is wrong right now. And one thing we don't do is sell each other out to the fucking bosses.
No, I don't.
They're snooping around here today.
I never dime anybody out. I'm not trying not to.
How about me?
Oh, yeah, you did send a thing yesterday firing him.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, after... Dave, how many times have you dined me out?
Never.
Numerous times.
Never to Don Wicklund
Numerous
or Eric
times.
Logan. But let's keep it positive. Let's end the show happiness.
J-Dubs is in your wedding tomorrow. Good news, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. B, because actually J-Dubs and I correspond through email all the time. We're becoming fast friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Arch, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Hey, it's Arch. What do you say?
What do you say?
I'm calling in to go to the big-ass prize closet. I think I heard Earl crying.
Earl, did you cry?
I got very choked up. I got very emotional.
I can't send you in for Earl crying, but I will send you there for the Rich Voss sound delay contest that we've been running all week.
Very much.
You are the big winner.
Hold on, buddy. You get a DVD copy of Baseball's Most Unbreakable Feats from the ShoutFactory.com.
Do I have that, Earl?
Not yet.
What's on it?
Usual stuff, Cy Young, Aaron,
I
Ted
fast forward
Williams.
during the Aaron. I'll slow down for Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
And then I fast forward Jackie Robinson.
I think Vandermeer's on there.
Yeah, I'll watch.
How come I'm taking a little pattern here.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a colored TV. That's what I'm saying. All right, tomorrow when we're back, we will be doing the wedding. It is live tomorrow. Dave, you okay with this? You ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. I'm not going to be sleeping tonight, but damn it, I'm ready to marry
I
this
got
guy.
a thing from Bobo. He now will be going electric, and he has backup singers.
No, I'm not. I squared away that with him.
Who are the backup singers?
He just calls them the Bobettes. It's very bizarre and mysterious.
You don't know who they are?
No. But
This is how the tab runs up for these things all the time.
No, he's going to be performing solo.
Ah, too bad.
Yeah.
I never saw him with a band. I've always seen him solo. I was excited.
Well, then we can remake that happen.
So now we'll go back in the other direction.
It's all about joy.
What do you think the highlight's going to be tomorrow? I think it's going to be the swerve right before I do. I think when Dave and Casey find out the joke that we have planned tomorrow. And can I say this? The real person behind it with us is Vince. Vinny Cooper is part of the swerve. And if I'm wrong, why is she bringing sneakers?
I hope to God that's not the case.
It is the case. And that's part of the fun. You know what's coming. Think about that when you're trying to sleep tonight.
Right, that'll be ruining my life, though.
Make sure we get a play for J-Dubs, too. I am a nervous wreck about him. He lost 90 pounds since I saw him.
That's too much, J-Dubs.
Some is fine.
And the clothes are just hanging off of him, too.
Looks like he just got out of the Hanoi Hilton. It's frightening. Tell me right now, is Hefe eating your food? Tell me if he is.
Well, if you saw him, you'd think so right now. He's,
really?
He's going up, I'm going down.
He's getting 90.
He's happy, I'm not.
Sure.
It's a whole
What's
thing.
he got, a gal in his life?
He's got everything. He's got 2 cats that he just plays with all day. He's become very, very odd.
Well, with the fact that more Mexicans coming in the country, he's feel more comfortable. Every day's a good day when you see your people rising. All right, that's it for us tomorrow. We're back till tomorrow. And this is going to be at the Hard Rock. We'll be doing the wedding. Oddly enough, Casey and Dave are actually getting married on the air tomorrow. It's not a radio bit. It's not a shoot.
This is happening.
Now, Earl and I are going to stab each other to death and then have a snack. Earl, you do better in this room than you do in that other room.
Yeah, I can see everyone, too. Make eye contact.
Helps.
Oh, I got something to tell you. It's the meaning of life. You've got to see me